Chapter 1069. Zhao Yun's soft body gave him a special feeling in his arms. Especially the faint body fragrance coming from Zhao Yun's body. Mu Lianfeng's heart calmed down a lot when he smelled it. He continued to press his chin against Zhao Yun's head and took a deep breath. Zhao Yun had no choice but to let Mu Lianfeng hug her. Forget it, forget it. Mu Lianfeng was just a silly child in front of her now. Why bother with him so much? Daodu walked in front of Mu Lianfeng and tugged at Mu Lianfeng. Daddy, Mu Lianfeng reluctantly let go of Zhao Yun and said to Daodu, "What's wrong, Daodu?" Daodu pouted as if he was a little jealous. Mu Lianfeng helplessly tugged at his lips and smiled at Daodu. Okay. Daddy will hug Daodu too. Okay, Daodu nodded, and the grievance and unwillingness on his little face gradually disappeared. Mu Lianfeng was a little helpless. This son was a little disappointing. He was intimate with his mother, but she was very unruly. Now that he thought about it, having a son had its benefits, and not having a son had its benefits. If he and Zhao Yun could spend some alone time together, it would be good. No one would disturb them. Mu Lianfeng carried Daodu in one arm and Zhao Yun in the other. The family of three was together again after being separated for a period of time. The scene was a little heartwarming. After a while, Mu Lianfeng finally let go of Zhao Yun. I'm going to wash up, Zhao Yun said. Her current appearance was a mess, like that of a lunatic. Fortunately, Mu Lianfeng didn't mind. Because even she despised herself a little. Yuner, if you are tired, you can continue to sleep for a while. Mu Lianfeng looked at Zhao Yuner with heartache. He knew that Zhao Yuner had not been idle at home during this period of time. Just the wedding banquet for Zhao Ping was enough for Zhao Yuner to be busy. It was not easy for Zhao Yuner to rest for a day. It was understandable that she was so tired that she had not gotten up until now. Zhao Yuner waved her hand. No, I'm not sleeping anymore. She would be embarrassed to sleep with him again. Mu Lianfeng really thought that she was a lazy woman. All right then, Yuner. If you're tired in the afternoon, you can sleep a little longer. Zhao Yuner nodded. Zhao Yuner washed up simply and let Mu Lianfeng rest as well. Mu Lianfeng felt sorry for her because she was tired. How could she not feel sorry for Mu Lianfeng? In order to rush back early to see her, Mu Lianfeng could be said to be fatigued from the long journey. He rushed back, covered in dust. She could tell by looking at Mu Lianfeng's complexion. Mu Lianfeng's eyes were sunken and he looked very haggard. There were dark circles under his eyes. His complexion was sallow and he had lost a little weight. It had only been a few days, but Mu Lianfeng looked like he was sick. The more Zhao Yuner looked at him, the more her heart ached. Yuner. Why are you looking at me? Mu Lianfeng touched his face and asked in confusion, could it be that there is something on my face? Zhao Yuner shook her head. No, it's just that you look very haggard. Are you very tired? Do you want to rest for a while? Mu Lianfeng had rushed back with great difficulty just to see Zhao Yuner and get together with Zhao Yuner. Now that he had this opportunity, how could he use this time to sleep? He would definitely cherish this moment of reunion. Mu Lianfeng shook his head. Yuner, I'm fine. I don't need to rest. Chapter 1070. Yeah, really. If I'm tired, I'll definitely take a break. Zhao Yun then nodded. All right then. But since you said you're not tired, are you hungry? At the mention of this, Mu Lianfeng's stomach grumbled a few times. He hadn't eaten for a long time. At this moment, he was very empty, so he nodded. Yeah, I'm a little hungry. Zhao Yun's lips curled into a smile. She felt that Mu Lianfeng was a little cute. He was obviously so hungry that his stomach was grumbling, but he still said that he was a little hungry and not very hungry. He was simply being stubborn. However, Xiao Yun didn't expose him. Instead, she said to Mu Lianfeng, "You rest first. I'll go and cook for you." Seeing that Mu Lianfeng had lost a lot of weight, Xiao Yun knew that Mu Lianfeng was probably too busy to eat. In addition, the food outside didn't suit Mu Lianfeng's appetite, so he didn't like to eat. I'll help you." Mu Lianfeng got up and prepared to go to the kitchen with Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun waved her hand and said, "No need. You rest. I can do it alone." However, Mu Lianfeng insisted. "No, Yun let's do it together. I'll help you." Mu Lianfeng still enjoyed the time when he was busy with Xiao Yun. "Aren't you tired?" "It's okay. I'm not tired." Looking at how excited Mu Lianfeng was, it was as if he couldn't wait. Xiao Yun didn't want to scold him, lest Mu Lianfeng lose interest. If he wanted to go with her, then so be it. They could chat while they were busy. "Alright, let's go to the kitchen then." Yeah. Xiao Yun nodded heavily. On the other side, by the river in the village. Because Mulan had a lot of things to do, Muhin tried his best to share her workload. Therefore, all the clothes in Mulan's house were carried by Muhin to the river and washed by herself. Ma Xiaofeng happened to be washing clothes by the river. When she saw Muhin coming over, she bit her lower lip and looked at Muhin with jealousy in her eyes. It was all because of that B*tch Muhin that Xiao Tianan did not pay much attention to her now. Therefore, Muhin blamed everything on Muhin. Without Muhin, there would be no woman to seduce Xiao Tianan, and Xiao Tianan's heart would not waver. She would never let go of that B*tch Muhin. No, she had to teach Muhin a lesson. It would be best if Muhin could not stay in the village. After all, this was Shuilan village, and outsiders were not supposed to come here. Mulan had not married anyone. She had married into their village. She came here to seek shelter only because her sister was from Shuilan village. If Muhin caused any trouble in their village and caused the villagers to be angry, the villagers would protest collectively, and Muhin would be driven away. She did not need to do it herself at all. She only needed to be the fuse. Looking away from Muhin, Ma Xiaofeng continued to wash clothes calmly. There were stone slabs by the river to wash clothes, but there were not many of them. When there were many people, they had to line up. At this time, there was only one stone slab left by the river. Muhin saw it and naturally walked towards the remaining stone slab. After Muhin walked over, she went to Ma Xiaofeng's side. When Muhin saw Ma Xiaofeng, she was slightly stunned. She felt a little embarrassed. After all, it was because of Xiao Tianan. However, Muhin still smiled at Ma Xiaofeng in a friendly manner. Chapter 1071. She didn't expect Muhin to smile at her. However, after being stunned, Ma Xiaofeng also smiled at Muhin. Ma Xiaofeng thought that since Muhin knew how to pretend, she knew how to pretend too. It wasn't like she couldn't be compared to Muhin when it came to pretending. "Come on, be careful," Ma Xiaofeng said with some enthusiasm. Looking at the friendly smile on Ma Xiaofeng's face, Muhin was slightly touched. Because of the rumors, the people in Shuilan village didn't like her. No one treated her well when they saw her, except for Xiao Yun's family members. Now that Ma Xiaofeng was smiling at her in a friendly manner, she should be the first person to be kind to her. Therefore, when she saw Ma Xiaofeng, Muhin's heart had a better impression of her. "Okay." Muhin responded with a smile and smiled at Ma Xiaofeng again. After feeling Ma Xiaofeng's kindness, Muhin felt that because of her, Xiao Tianan and Ma Xiaofeng had a conflict. She felt quite uncomfortable in her heart. The two girls were about the same age. They chatted while washing clothes, so they could talk more together. After chatting for a while, Muhin felt that Ma Xiaofeng was even better. Only such a good girl was worthy of Zhao Tianan. Muhin knew in her heart that Zhao Tianan was still thinking about Ma Xiaofeng. Because she knew this, even if she also liked Zhao Tianan and had feelings for Zhao Tianan, she didn't tell Zhao Tianan about it. If she confessed her feelings and was rejected by Zhao Tianan, she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to be friends with Zhao Tianan in the future. Therefore, it was better not to tell Zhao Tianan. That way, they wouldn't feel awkward when they were together. Now that he saw Ma Xiaofeng, Muhin suddenly felt that he could help set them up. After all, there shouldn't be anything between her and Zhao Tianan, so she might as well help the two of them. Muhin guessed that there must be some misunderstanding between Zhao Tianan and Ma Xiaofeng. In that case, it would be good to solve the misunderstanding. She then turned to Ma Xiaofeng and asked, "Xiaofeng, what happened between you and Tianan? Did the two of you have a conflict?" Facing Muhin's concerned gaze, Ma Xiaofeng snorted coldly in her heart. Act. This B***TCH really knows how to act. She was clearly the one who had seduced Ma Xiaofeng, but now Muhin was saying such things. Although Zhao Yun had a problem with it, she didn't express it verbally. Instead, she smiled and said, "This. Tianan and I had a conflict, and now Tianan is ignoring me." With that, Ma Xiaofeng lowered his head sadly. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng like this, Muhin felt a little sympathetic. The two of you are doing fine, so why did you have a conflict? Is there anything I can help you with? Tell me, and I'll help you, Muhin said sincerely. If there was anything she could help Ma Xiaofeng with, she would definitely help. Ma Xiaofeng wished that Muhin would disappear. As long as she disappeared, she would be fine. No matter how big the conflict between her and Zhao Tianan was, it would be resolved. Thank you. Sigh, this is something that happened between Tianan and me. You can't help much, Ma Xiaofeng said and sighed heavily, looking very sad. Muhin frowned slightly and sighed as well. All right then. If there's anything you need help with, just let me know. I'll help you talk to Tianan later. Thank you so much. On the surface, Ma Xiaofeng smiled warmly and was very grateful to Muhin. However, in her heart, she could only grit her teeth. Chapter 1072. Did she really think that she cared? She pretended to be so good, but she was just a slut. Only Zhao Tianan would be stupid enough to be bewitched by such a slut. Muhin smiled and said, "You're welcome. As long as Zhao Tianan was happy in the future." When Ma Xiaofeng heard Muhin say, "You're welcome," she became even angrier. This Mu Axian, she really thinks she's something. What the hell is she? The more Ma Xiaofeng thought about it, the angrier she got. No, she had to teach this slut a lesson. Ma Xiaofeng's eyes moved, and a scheming thought emerged in her mind. Seeing that Muhin was about to wring the clothes, she said to Muhin, "Muhin, you can't do it alone. Let me help you." Muhin was slightly stunned and looked at Ma Xiaofeng. She was a little embarrassed and said, This isn't a good idea, is it?" Ma Xiaofeng smiled and said, "It's okay. What's not good about it? It's too much trouble for you." Muhin lowered her head and said weakly. Very few people helped her, so when others showed her kindness, she was not used to it. Just like now. It's no trouble. It's not easy for you to wring it out alone. The clothes are so big. Let me help you. Muhin nodded and replied, "Thank you." Ma Xiaofeng waved her hand and said, "It's okay. You're welcome." Okay. With that, the two of them wrung the water together. Just as they finished wringing the clothes, they heard a splash. It was the sound of someone falling into the water. The people on the shore hurriedly looked into the river and saw Ma Xiaofeng struggling in the water. Then came the screams of the women. Ah, Xiaofeng fell into the river. Come and save her. Xiaofeng girl fell into the water. Ah, hurry up. Otherwise, Xiaofeng girl won't be able to hold on. Yeah, hurry up. Someone go and call Sister Qian. Tell her that Xiaofeng girl fell into the water. I'll go. You guys go and save them. Good. As the women spoke, they hurriedly ran to the riverside and looked at Ma Xiaofeng in the water. Hey, we don't know how to swim. How can we save people? Yes. Is there a man here? Otherwise, you can jump down to save Xiaofeng girl. Come, I've got a long stick. Let Xiaofeng grab one end and we'll drag her ashore. Ah, that's a good idea. Let's hurry up. Good. Therefore, several women went to Ma Xiaofeng and hurriedly handed over the long sticks. They shouted to Ma Xiaofeng, who was struggling in the river, "Little Feng, quickly catch it." Ma Xiaofeng heard the women's cries and struggled to grab the wooden stick. The women worked together and dragged Ma Xiaofeng ashore. Little Feng girl, how are you? Are you all right? Luckily everyone is here. Otherwise, what would happen to little Feng girl? She would probably drown to death. Fortunately, little Feng is a lucky girl. After Ma Xiaofeng was dragged ashore, she coughed heavily a few times and coughed out the water in her stomach. Little Feng girl, how are you? Are you all right? Ma Xiaofeng waved her hand, cough, thank you aunties. I am fine now. Several women saw that Ma Xiaofeng's face had turned red from coughing and sighed slightly. Chapter 1073. She was probably trying to make them worry. She was such a sensible and good girl. Little Feng, come, let me pat you down. A woman stepped forward and patted Ma Xiaofeng's back. Ma Xiaofeng spat out a few more mouthfuls of water. Cough. Sigh, this girl is choking badly. Luckily, we pulled her up in time. Otherwise, what would have happened? Isn't that so? She's fine. She's really lucky. Thank you, aunties. Ma Xiaofeng finished coughing and started to express her gratitude. The few women waved their hands. It's fine. Little Feng, we're from the same village. You don't have to be so polite. But speaking of which, why did you fall into the water? That's right. Little Feng, why did you fall into the water? At this point, Ma Xiaofeng lowered her head and looked at Mu Hin. Mu Hin was originally shocked by this sudden situation. She only heaved a sigh of relief when she saw that Ma Xiaofeng had been rescued. She was about to go forward and ask Ma Xiaofeng about her condition, but she did not expect that Ma Xiaofeng would look at her when she was questioned. Mu Hin's heart tightened. She had a bad feeling about this. Could Ma Xiaofeng say that she had pushed her? She had found it strange earlier. Why would Ma Xiaofeng fall into the water out of the blue? Now, it seemed that Ma Xiaofeng had deliberately fallen into the water. At this thought, Mu Hin shook her head and denied this conjecture. It couldn't be. Ma Xiaofeng looked like a nice person. She would not do such a thing. But why was she looking at her? Mu Hin looked at Ma Xiaofeng nervously, thinking that Ma Xiaofeng had something to say to her. They stared at Ma Xiaofeng, then at Mu Hin. The women on the shore also looked at Mu Hin. She recalled that there were only Mu Hin and Ma Xiaofeng together just now. If Ma Xiaofeng did not know how to jump down herself, then it could only be Mu Hin who pushed her down. Thus, the women on the shore began to discuss among themselves. They felt that it must have been Mu Hin who had pushed her. You little girl from another village, how can your heart be so ruthless? That's right, but our Shuilon village bullied them. How can that be? We can't let her bully others as she pleases. I'll have a good talk with Mulan later. This kind of person can't stay in our village. Exactly. Little phone girl is so pitiful, let's go help her teach her a lesson. All right. These women rushed to Mu-hin and pushed and shoved Mu-hin, saying, "Little slut, teach her a lesson. Let's see if you dare to bully others in the future." The women did not show any mercy when they hit, and they used a lot of strength. Mu-hin was pushed straight to the ground, and hurt but hurt from the fall. Mu-hin was even more at a loss after being pushed by these women. She muttered, I didn't. She's quite stubborn with her words. She didn't admit that she did it. This girl's character is really terrible. Sigh, how can this kind of person stay in the village? Isn't that so? I heard that she seduces people. She even seduced those men from the family Zhu. Really? The women who had never heard of this before came forward curiously and began to gossip. Chapter 1074. After all, she's her younger sister. Mulan is a kind-hearted child. She probably can't bear to chase her away, then let's keep her around to harm others. I heard that all the men in the family Zhu are bewitched by her. As the women spoke, they glanced at Mu-hin's face. Seeing that Mu-hin was quite pretty and young, they felt that it was normal for men to be bewitched by such a woman. Everyone, you have to keep an eye on your men. Don't let this little b*tch seduce the family Zhu and then run out to seduce other men in the village. Of course we have to keep an eye on her. Men are lustful to begin with. Once a woman takes the initiative, it'll be even worse. Isn't that so? I think it's useless for us to keep an eye on her. It's just a temporary solution. What if we don't pay attention one day? Won't the men in the family be seduced by her? I think the best thing to do is to chase this b*tch out of our village. Are we still afraid that our men will be seduced? Yes. It's best to chase her out of the village. We don't have to think so much. Hearing that the women wanted to chase Mu-hin away, Ma Xiaofeng saw that she had achieved her goal and her lips curled into an imperceptible smile. She was still too inexperienced to fight with her. Mu-hin was scared out of her wits by these fierce women. Coupled with the nasty words they said, she didn't know what to say. Other than defending herself, I didn't, she had nothing else to say. She could only look at Ma Xiaofeng for help. Ma Xiaofeng knew that she didn't push her. As long as she stepped forward to explain clearly, everything would be fine. Ma Xiaofeng met Mu-hin's eyes, and a scheming look flashed across her eyes. She walked in front of Mu-hin and shielded Mu-hin behind her. She said to the women, "Aunties, please don't misunderstand Mu-hin. I don't think it was Mu-hin who pushed me. Maybe I accidentally fell into the water." Ma Xiaofeng's words sounded like she was trying to cover something up. When the women heard this, they felt that Ma Xiaofeng was kind-hearted and said that because she was protecting Mu-hin. Hence, they said to Ma Xiaofeng earnestly, "Little Xiaofeng, don't be silly. How could you be the one who fell into the water? I think it was Mu-hin." That's right. We haven't seen many people fall into the water by accident. Sigh, Xiaofeng, this girl is just too kind-hearted, too silly. Xiaofeng. You don't have to protect others, you should take care of yourself first. That's right. You're soaked in water, so you must be very cold. Little Xiaofeng, go back first and change your clothes. We'll help you deal with this little slut who pushed you into the water. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Mu-hin awkwardly. Mu-hin, I'm sorry. It's all my fault for implicating you. They didn't believe me when I told them. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng frowning and worrying about her, Mu-hin pursed her lips. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. Ma Xiaofeng sighed and said, Mu Hin. I know you didn't push me. I must have slipped in by accident. You're quite pitiful. You almost drowned. Don't worry about me. Go back and change your clothes. Ma Xiaofeng pretended to be worried and looked at Mu Hin. Then you're alone. Chapter 1075. Then I'll go back first. Mu Hin nodded her head. She couldn't possibly drag Ma Xiaofeng along with her. These women were targeting her and Ma Xiaofeng had already explained it to her. What else could she do? Now she could only deal with these women. Ma Xiaofeng turned around and left. She really did need to change her clothes. It was very cold, very cold. Otherwise, he would definitely want to stay and watch the show. Fortunately, after confirming that Mu Hin would definitely be unlucky, Ma Xiaofeng felt very pleased when she left. She wanted to see Mu Hin being bullied by these women. The women in the village were not to be trifled with. Mu Hin was just a little girl, how could she deal with these people? Even their spittle was enough to drown him. After Ma Xiaofeng left, Mu Hin had to face the abuse of these women again. They wanted her to get out of the village. This feeling of being wrong did not feel good. Hence, Mu Hin could only bite her lips and bear with this grievance. Even if she explained, these people would not listen. Anyway, they had already judged her to be the kind of person she was. Mu Hin could only stop explaining and carried the clothes in the wooden basin and prepared to go back. However, these women did not give up and blocked Mu Hin, not allowing her to leave. What do you want? Mu Hin frowned and asked. What? We haven't made things clear. You want to leave just like that? Isn't that right? Little slut, you can't let her leave. Yes, you can't leave. We still have to settle the score. As the few women spoke, they surrounded Mu Hin. Mu Hin lowered her head, not knowing what to say. What score were they going to settle with her? She did not push Ma Xiaofeng. Moreover, even if she had pushed Ma Xiaofeng, she had not pushed them. What score were they going to settle with her? Now, he couldn't defend himself, but he couldn't not defend himself either. Anyway, these people just didn't want to let her go. Mu Hin was suddenly at a loss. What should she do now? Should she just let these people bully her? At this moment, a person walked over. It was none other than Mulan's sister-in-law, Madame Qi. Madame Qi liked to join in the fun, so when she saw a group of women gathered together, she hurried over. He wanted to see what was going on. When he saw that Mu Hin was surrounded, he became even more curious. She pulled the woman aside and asked, what's going on? What happened? The woman replied, this little slut pushed Xiao Feng girl into the river. She's so vicious. What we're doing now is teaching him how to behave. That's right. How does the coach behave? Seducing men is one thing, but now you're bullying people. She's not from Shuilan village. We can't let her be so unreasonable. By the way, Family Zhu's sister-in-law, isn't Mu Hin your second sister-in-law's younger sister? You two live together every day, so you should know, right? What's this woman like? Is she seducing and bullying people? A woman saw Madame Qi and asked her curiously. Thus, all the women present looked at Madame Qi. It could be said that Madame Qi had more right to speak than anyone else present. When Madame Qi saw that everyone was looking at her, she was stunned for a moment before she realized what was going on. Chapter 1076. Thinking of how Zhu Dania was bewitched by Mu Hin, Madame Qi became angry. This little slut, she had to let her know how powerful she was. Madame Qi smiled embarrassedly and said, Her. Do I even need to say it? There's a lot of gossip in the village. Sigh, speaking of which, my husband despises me every day because of her. It's as if he's bewitched. As for me, I'm just an old woman. How can I be compared to a 16 or 17-year-old girl? Men will definitely like this kind of girl. After Madame Chi finished speaking, her tone carried some resentment and grievance. When the crowd heard this, they were even more certain that Mu Hin was seducing people. If even Madame Chi said so, how could the rumors be false? The onlooking women looked at Mu Hin with even more strange expressions. The women said to Madame Chi sympathetically, "Sigh, family Zhu's sister-in-law, you're really pitiful. We're still alright, after all, we don't live together. You guys live in the same courtyard all day, your husband can't avoid meeting this little slut. Isn't that so? No wonder he's bewitched. As the saying goes, there's no smoke without fire." It seems that the rumors in the village about this little slut seducing people are not without reason. That's right, otherwise, why would they talk about her and not others? Look at her face, she's definitely seducing men. Seeing that Mu Hin was being scolded, Madame Chi was very pleased. This little slut deserved to be scolded. She wanted to see how badly Mu Hin would be bullied and taught a lesson. Let's not be soft-hearted, hurry up and do it. Let's slap her a few times first, then scratch her face and give her a good beating. She'll naturally behave herself after that. That's a good idea. Alright, hurry up and do it. A woman grabbed Mu Hin and grabbed Mu Hin's hair, wanting to drag Mu Hin away. Ah, Mu Hin screamed. Just as Mu Hin was about to be taught a lesson, a man suddenly rushed over and shielded Mu Hin. The man who came was Zhu Dainiu. When he saw that Mu Hin was being bullied, Zhu Dainiu was very protective of her. She angrily said to the group of women, "What are you doing? What are you doing? So many people are bullying a little girl." After that, Zhu Dainiu asked Mu Hin, "How are you? Are you okay? Did they hurt you? Tell me, and I'll help you teach him a lesson." Mu Hin quickly shook his head. Although Zhu Dainiu came out to help him, he felt that it was better not to come out. Because if Zhu Dainiu helped her, it would seem that there was something between her and Zhu Dainiu. She would be caught and talked about non-stop. Ah, Dainiu, you're really protecting this little bitch. Looks like family Zhu's sister-in-law was right. He's really been seduced by this little bitch. Look at how protective he is of her. I don't see him being so protective of his wife. How can you compare them like that? After all, the little bitch has a pretty face, and we're all old women now. And you still say that we're bullying her. Ha! I say, Dainiu, you already have a wife. How can you think of other people's little girls? We're not teaching her a lesson for no reason. There's a reason for that. This little bitch needs to be taught a lesson, or else she won't behave. Yes, yes. Dainiu, just move aside. Your wife is here, and you're protecting another woman. I'm not afraid of embarrassment. Chapter 1077. If family Zhu's sister-in-law sees this, she will definitely be sad. How can her man protect another woman? Isn't that so? As these women spoke, Zhu Dainiu's sharp gaze turned towards Madame Chi. Actually, when Zhu Dainiu's gaze swept over her, she trembled all over. She felt that Zhu Dainiu's gaze was as if he wanted to eat her up. Madame Chi knew that Zhu Dainiu would definitely teach her a lesson when they returned home tonight if he did not lay a hand on her. Madame Chi frowned and felt that she was unlucky. Why did Zhu Dainiu come over all of a sudden? Coincidentally, he bumped into her again. These women all had cheap mouths. Otherwise, she could have hidden behind them and sneaked away. Zhu Dainiu was even angrier after being scolded. However, he didn't blush or have his heart skip a beat when facing these long-winded women. What nonsense are you talking about? You think you're in the right when you're bullying others. What do you mean by Mu Hin seduced me? Speak clearly, don't talk nonsense. Oh, Dainyu, isn't it true? Look at how protective you are of her. You haven't been seduced. Then why don't you tell me why you're here to protect her? That's right, your wife already said that Mu Hin seduced you, but you still don't admit it. Sigh, family Zhu's sister-in-law is so pitiful to have such a man. That's right. When Zhu Dainyu heard this, he glared at Madame Qi angrily. This B*TCH still dared to talk about him like this outside and embarrass him. When they returned home, he would probably not be honest if he did not teach her a lesson. In the face of these women's nagging, Zhu Dainyu said angrily, "You're really nosy. What does this have to do with you? Mu Hin is my second sister-in-law's younger sister. What did I do wrong to protect her? I don't know what each of you is thinking. Seriously. Look at all of you, it would be strange if a man's soul wasn't seduced by another woman. TSK, TSK, TSK. Zhu Dainyu, what you say is really interesting. That's right. How interesting. Are you talking about others or yourself? Other men wouldn't dare to make a sound after being seduced by a little slut. Look at you, you're so smug. Stubborn. I really have to hand it to this man. How could Zhu Dainyu, a man, win against these women? Niu Dainyu felt like his head was about to explode as they spoke one after another. Zhu Dainyu said angrily to them, "Shut up. You're so annoying." He was really good at slandering others. Let me tell you, you better watch your mouth and don't spout nonsense. Otherwise, I'll teach you a lesson when I catch you. Aw, you're really something. Who's afraid of who? Do you dare to hit us? Don't dare. Why wouldn't he dare? If you don't keep your mouth clean, I'll slap whoever I see. Ha, I don't believe that they would dare to do anything to us. Ha, they'll beat up whoever they see. Ha, they probably think that we're afraid. Do they think that our men are just decorations? Isn't that so? He's really attentive as a brother-in-law. Zhu Dainyu realized that these women were much more shameless than men. One after another, he couldn't even out-talk them. You're all crazy. I can't be bothered with you. Zhu Dainyu said angrily. Then, he prepared to leave with Mu Hin. However, the women continued to block them. Chapter 1078. You're not allowed to leave. Mu Hin hasn't been properly dealt with yet, and you're already allowed to leave. That's right. We must deal with this B*TCH today. The women spoke resolutely and blocked the way. Zhu Dainyu's eyebrows twitched. Indeed, that saying was right. It was difficult to deal with vile people and women. This group of unreasonable women, who would be able to fight against them. You guys better not go overboard. Otherwise, I'll really make a move. Zhu Dainyu clenched his fists. Mu Hin looked up at Zhu Dainyu. She didn't know why, but she suddenly felt a little touched. Regardless of Zhu Dainyu's motive for standing up for her, this man was on her side. Moreover, he stood up for her when she was being bullied. Even though Zhu Dainyu liked her, or perhaps he had ulterior motives for being so attentive, Mu Hin said weakly to Zhu Dainyu, "Brother Dainyu, don't bother about me. You should leave on your own, lest others misunderstand that there's something going on between the two of us." How can that be? Look at these shrews. They'll bully you to death later. Mulan said softly, It's okay, Brother Dainyu. Anyway, it wasn't the first time she had been bullied. Even if they bullied her again, she wouldn't feel anything. When she was in the Mu family, she had endured worse things than this. Perhaps this was her fate. If that was the case, then she shouldn't struggle. Just as Zhu Dainyu was about to say something, Mulan came over. In the village, besides the many women who liked to cause trouble and make things difficult for others, there were also many kind-hearted people. When they saw this, they quickly went to the family Zhu and told Mulan about it. Only then did Mulan rush over. Seeing that her younger sister was being bullied by a group of people, Mulan's fiery temper rose. She rushed to the front of these women and scolded, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying to bully my sister? Let me tell you, with me here, if anyone dares to touch a single strand of her hair, don't blame me for being merciless." After Mulan finished speaking, she rolled up her sleeves, looking like she was ready to fight at any time. If it was in the past, Mulan might not be like this. After separating from the family and spending some time with Zhao Yuner, Mulan figured out one thing. She couldn't be too weak. She had to be more domineering. This was the only way to ensure that he and his family would not be bullied. "Ah, Mulan, you're here. Just in time. We really want to discuss something with you." Muhin frowned and replied coldly, "Discuss something? What's the matter?" "Mulan, your younger sister isn't well behaved in our village. We want you to send her back to her parents' home as soon as possible. Don't let her harm others in our village." "That's right, our village doesn't welcome such people. With such a woman in our village, all of us will be scared witless. Who knows if our men will be seduced by her? Mulan, since she's not from our village, she can't stay for too long. We all have opinions. If you don't let her go back, we'll look for Li Jing later and chase her out directly." Mulan listened to these women talking one after another and finally understood what was going on. Chapter 1079. What do you mean we're too nosy? We're just telling the truth. Mulan put her hands on her hips and said, "No one can chase my sister away. She's not living in your house. Don't tell me you don't have relatives living in the village. Besides, there's no rule in our village to chase people away. I'm not afraid even if Li Zhang is the judge. Others are others, but your sister is your sister. Who asked your sister to seduce others and bully Xiaofeng?" Mulan sneered again and said, "Your mouths are grown on your bodies. You can say whatever you want. But my sister isn't the kind of person you're talking about. Seducing others and bullying others. Do you have evidence? Don't make a fuss if you don't have evidence. Everyone saw it with their own eyes. What evidence do you need? Then let me ask you. You said my sister seduced my brother. Brother, tell me, did Mu Hin seduce you?" Mulan looked at Zhu Dainiu as she spoke. Zhu Dainiu shook his head and said, "People like to spread rumors. When did Mu Hin seduce me?" Mulan added, "I'm not even worried that my man was seduced by my sister. Why are you worrying? Come and find me when your man's soul is really seduced. I won't say anything then. But I'll say it now. If anyone dares to bully my sister, I'll fight them to the death." After Mulan finished speaking, she looked like she was going to fight to the death. It was said that the upright were afraid of the unreasonable, and the unreasonable were afraid of those who didn't care about their lives. Mulan was acting like she didn't care about her life. The women present didn't dare to go up and provoke her. "Mulan, who are you trying to scare?" Mulan curled her lips and said with a smile, "Who am I trying to scare? Then you can try and see if I'm trying to scare you." Okay, everyone stop arguing. What can we do when we meet someone who's unreasonable? Let's go. Sigh, let's go. But Mulan, you have to remember what you said. If we catch your sister seducing someone's man, don't blame us for being rude. The women began to leave in a scattered manner. Madame Qi had long taken the opportunity to run away. If she was caught by Zhu Dainiu now, Zhu Dainiu would skin her alive. Mulan heaved a sigh of relief in her heart when she saw that the women had dispersed. She was really afraid that these women would make a move and hurt Mu Hin. Let's go, Xin. Let's go back. Mu-hin replied softly, on the way. Mu-hin did not say a word. He was in low spirits. Seeing this, Mulan sighed and asked, Xin, what's wrong with you? Did they hurt you? As Mulan spoke, she checked Mu-hin's body. She realized that Mu-hin's wrist was pinched red. It was obvious that she had hurt herself when she was struggling. A trace of heartache flashed across Mulan's eyes. She said softly to Mu-hin, Come, I'll rub it for you. I'll apply some ointment when we get back. Mulan's words caused Mu-hin's eyes to redden. Tears started to flow down her cheeks. Mulan panicked. What's wrong? Is it very painful? Tell me, what's wrong with you? Faced with Mulan's concern, Mu-hin sobbed. Sister, you're so good to me. Mulan pursed her lips. Silly girl, you're my sister. If I'm not good to you, who else can I be good to? But sister, they said that I seduced brother-in-law. Do you believe them? They even said that I pushed Ma Xiaofeng into the water. Chapter 1080. Really, big sis? Mulan nodded. Of course it's true. It's not like I haven't seen them spouting nonsense. Besides, I'm afraid you already have someone in your heart, right? Meeting Mulan's scrutinizing eyes, Mu-hin blushed slightly. I know even if you don't say it. You're probably thinking about Er's younger brother right now, right? Big sis. Mu-hin hurriedly called out, indicating for her to stop spouting nonsense. Mulan chuckled and said, All right, silly girl. It's fine if you're shy in front of others, but why are you being shy in front of me? I think Er's younger brother is not bad. He's honest and hardworking. If you're with him, I think it'll be quite good. Big sis, you're still spouting nonsense. He has someone he likes, but he doesn't like me. Then who does he like? Ma Xiaofeng. Mu-hin muttered. Mulan was silent for a moment before saying, Don't worry. As long as he's not blind, he'll know that he'll choose you. Tianan isn't a fool. I believe that he'll choose you in his heart. Big sis, all right, let's not talk about it anymore. If we continue, you'll probably be even more embarrassed. Sigh, my sister is good at everything, but she's too thin-skinned. Big sis, all right, let's not talk about it anymore. Let's go back. Look at you. Mu-hin had no choice but to follow behind Mulan. At Zhao Yun's house. After the family had lunch, Mu Lianfeng and Zhao Yun casually chatted for a while. Zhao Yun was more concerned about the results of Mu Lianfeng's trip to the capital. Zhao Yun only heaved a sigh of relief when Mu Lianfeng said that everything was a success. Yuner, His Majesty is very happy this time. I also reported to His Majesty that this was your idea. When the matters here are settled, I can take you to the Imperial Palace to receive the reward. At that time, the Emperor will grant us a marriage. Speaking of this, Zhao Yuner was somewhat excited. It did not matter to her whether she was rewarded or not. What mattered most was that Mu Lianfeng wanted to bestow marriage upon her. Zhao Yun knew that the Emperor's decision to grant a marriage was completely different. If it was the Emperor who granted the marriage, no matter who it was, they could not object. Even if old Madame Mu disagreed, no matter what, it was more important to her. All right. Zhao Yun replied. She was also curious about what the palace looked like. Although he had been to the Forbidden City in the 21st century, this might be a little different. The architecture of this era should have the characteristics of this era. Since His Majesty was satisfied, then it was done. Now, Mu Lianfeng had nothing to worry about. He could have a good time during this period of time. The next day, Xiao Yun went out to set up a stall to sell breakfast. Although she did not want to go out, she had to earn money. Otherwise, how could she eat and live? After resting for a day, Xiao Yun's physical strength had almost recovered. On the way, Liang Jinxiao muttered, "Hey, Yun, your sister Ping has to go back to her parents' home today. I wonder how she's doing these 2 days after she got married." Under normal circumstances, when a daughter got married, she had to go back to her parents' home on the 3rd day. This was called going back to her parents' home, which was also called going back to her parents' home. Chapter 1081. Xiao Yun's guess was actually correct. Zhao Ping was very attentive when it came to family Qin. It wasn't that she wanted to be diligent, but she was afraid that if she didn't work, Qin Yuan would dislike her and chase her away. She didn't want to leave. She wanted nothing more than to be with Qin Yuan every day. As Xiao Ping busied herself, she thought about how she felt when she made love with Qin Yuan last night. She instantly felt great. After tasting that feeling, she knew how good it was to do it, not to mention doing it with Qin Yuan. It was no wonder that her mother would make such loud noises when she accidentally heard her parents' movements in the room. That was because she was so comfortable that she couldn't hold it in. She originally thought that it was because she was uncomfortable, but she found out last night that it was because she was comfortable. At the thought of this, Zhao Ping felt a little excited. At this moment, she only hoped that the sky would quickly turn dark so that she could light the incense and do it with Qin Yuan alone. After Mu Chunfang taught Zhao Ping once for breakfast, he let Zhao Ping take care of lunch by herself. Zhao Ping went to the kitchen somewhat reluctantly. "Mother, I can't do it alone. Why don't you come too?" Mu Chunfang replied, "Ping, mother still has other things to do. Didn't I teach you once this morning? Why haven't you learned it yet?" Zhao Ping pursed her lips in grievance and said, "Mother, you only taught me once. Of course I don't know how to do it. You should at least teach me a few more times." "You silly girl, why are you so stupid? Cooking is such a simple thing. Do you need me to teach you a few more times? You can figure it out by yourself." "Mother." Zhao Ping pursed her lips. After being scolded by Mu Chunfang, she was a little scared. All right, you can go to the kitchen first. Go and do your own things. When mother is done with the things at hand, I'll come back and teach you then." Mu Chunfang replied impatiently. Zhao Ping frowned and entered the kitchen alone. "Really?" Zhao Ping muttered. "What? Her mother was too much, wasn't she? How could anyone learn to cook after learning it once? Cooking was also a skill. If one wanted to learn it without a teacher, it was still difficult." However, since Mu Chunfang was not coming over, she felt helpless and could only work on her own. She was not good at cooking. She had only seen how others did it. Relying on her memory, Zhao Ping got busy. Not long after, smoke could be seen in the kitchen. However, the smell of the smoke was a little smoky. Zhao Ping was almost in tears from the singing and couldn't stop coughing. Cough, 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 cough. Zhao Ping wiped her tears and muttered, "Why is it so smoky? My mother and the others didn't smoke so much when they were cooking." Zhao Ping didn't understand this. She didn't see anything wrong with her burning. Zhao Ping could only continue to cry and cook. The smoke in the kitchen was a little thicker. Qin Yuan, who had just returned from the field, saw such a big smoke and thought that his house's kitchen was on fire. He rushed into the kitchen. After rushing in, he was also choked by the thick smoke. After coughing a few times, Qin Yuan saw Zhao Ping in the thick smoke. This stupid woman, she was still here. Chapter 1082. Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan with teary eyes and said, "Big brother Yuan. Why are you so fierce? When did I rebel? I was cooking." Hearing Zhao Ping say that she was cooking, Qin Yuan snorted coldly and said, "Cooking? Zhao Ping, tell me, is this how you cook? You made the kitchen full of smoke. Those who don't know might think that our kitchen is on fire. Big brother Yuan. Isn't there a fire?" Zhao Ping mumbled, then said with some grievance, "Besides, I don't know how to cook. I asked mother to help me, but she didn't help. So I went to the kitchen to figure it out myself." Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Ping as if he was looking at an idiot and said, "According to the way you are burning, even if you didn't burn down my kitchen today, you will definitely burn it all down some other day." Zhao Ping, it's fine if you say that you're ugly, but why are you so stupid? Which family's girl doesn't know how to cook at this age? Besides, my mother taught you once. Now you're blaming my mother. Don't you feel embarrassed? With Qin Yuan scolding, Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said, "Big brother Yuan. I'm your wife. How can you say that about me, haha?" Qin Yuan laughed coldly. She was his wife. If it weren't for his parents' persuasion, would he have agreed to let Zhao Ping marry into his family? What a joke. The more he looked at Zhao Ping's ugly and stupid face, the angrier Qin Yuan got. At this time, Qin Dahai also came back from the field. He shouted in the direction of the kitchen, "Is the food ready? If it's ready, let's eat. I'm so hungry." Men tend to get hungry more easily when they work in the fields, because they use a lot of strength when they work. Hearing Qin Dahai's voice, Qin Yuan asked Zhao Ping, "My father asked if the food is ready. Is it ready now?" Zhao Ping nodded. "Big brother Yuan, it's almost done. It's almost done burning." Qin Yuan nodded, but he felt a little uneasy. He always felt that Zhao Ping was unreliable. "Since it's almost done, you should hurry up and get busy. My father and I haven't eaten yet. I'm exhausted from all the work and I'm starving." "Got it, big brother Yuan. I'll be quick. You go out and wait first. We'll be able to eat in a while." Qin Yuan wiped the sweat off his forehead and walked out of the kitchen. He really didn't want to spend another second with Zhao Ping. After all, he felt annoyed whenever he saw Zhao Ping. And then hurry up and stop dawdling. "Got it, big brother Yuan." Qin Yuan went out of the kitchen and waited for a while. At first, he chose to believe in Zhao Ping, thinking that this woman might not be so stupid. Who knew that he had overestimated Zhao Ping? After a while, the smoke in the kitchen didn't dissipate. Instead, there was a burning smell. Qin Yuan's eyebrows twitched, and he instantly felt that something was wrong. Just as he was hesitating, Mu Chunfang had already rushed into the kitchen. "Ah, Ping, lass, what did you burn? Cough, cough, cough. It's choking. How did you burn this torch?" Mu Chunfang questioned angrily. Zhao Ping looked at Mu Chunfang pitifully and said, "Mother, I don't know how it burned. It burned and burned. I also burned the torch according to what you said. I don't know why there's so much smoke." Chapter 1083. Mu Chunfang hurriedly looked at the stove. The thick pile of grass and wooden sticks were all piled together without a single gap. It was strange that there wasn't much smoke. She had never seen anyone start a fire like this in all her years. Not to mention that Zhao Ping was an adult. Even a child of a few years old would know how to start a fire, right? "Ping, lass, you're already an adult. Why don't you know how to start a fire? Mother even taught you today." Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said, "Mother, I'm just following your instructions. Isn't it just like this? Mu Chunfang glared fiercely at Zhao Ping. What do you mean by that? Are you an idiot? When did I teach you to start a fire like this? Mother, it's like this from the start. Look at how stubborn you are. Who would start a fire by piling everything inside? It's so full that it would be strange if there wasn't such a big smoke in the kitchen. Mu Chunfang cursed. She was shedding tears because of the thick smoke. It was really too smoky and mesmerizing. She couldn't stay here for too long. Otherwise, she would really kill someone. Oh. I was wondering why there was such a big smoke. So it's because of this. Mother, I know. Next time, I won't make such a big smoke when I start a fire. Mu Chunfang snorted softly. She could forgive Zhao Ping, for the first time. But if Zhao Ping did it again, she would give her a good scolding. Alright, then be careful next time. Don't start a fire like this. After saying that, Mu Chunfang thought of the burnt smell again. Ping, lass, what did you burn? As he said that, Mu Chunfang had already opened the pot. Then, she found a black lump in the pot. Mu Chunfang had a bad feeling. He hurriedly pointed at the black thing in the pot and asked, Ping, girl, what did you put in there? When Zhao Ping saw Mu Chunfang's sullen face, she trembled and said, Mother, it's the vegetables in the cupboard. Mu Chunfang rushed to the cupboard when he heard that. When he opened it, he found that the meat that was originally placed inside was gone. There was no need to think about who had taken it. It was a good bowl of meat, and it was left over from the banquet. There were not many dishes left at home, and Mu Chunfang wanted to eat it slowly. He did not expect that Zhao Ping would spoil it like this. Zhao Ping could feel the chill emanating from Mu Chunfang's body and asked worriedly, Mother. What's wrong with you? Are you angry? Mother. I wanted to reheat the vegetables in the bowl, but I didn't expect them to burn accidentally. Mu Chunfang was so angry that his whole body trembled. How could she burn a dish when she was just reheating it? He really had to hand it to her. If this kind of thing were to spread, people would probably laugh to death. If it was done by a child, it would be fine. However, Zhao Ping was an adult and yet she could burn a dish. It could only be said that there was something wrong with Zhao Ping's IQ. This woman was definitely stupid. Mother. Don't be angry. I know I was wrong. I won't do it again. Zhao Ping quickly lowered her head and apologized. Mu Chunfang glared at Zhao Ping and felt like he wanted to vent his anger. Next time. You dare to do it again. If there is a next time, won't our family's food be ruined by you? Chapter 1084. Mu Chunfang felt that he was talking nonsense to Zhao Ping. It was simply useless to say anything more. He could only sigh heavily. Sigh, what sin did our family Qin commit? He actually married such a stupid wife. This is simply a rebellion. How are we going to live in the future? After Mu Chunfang finished nagging, Qin Yuan walked into the kitchen and said to Mu Chunfang, Mother, what's wrong? Mu Chunfang slapped his thigh and said to Qin Yuan, Sigh, isn't it all because of this good wife of yours? Just lighting a torch and choking someone to death in our family's kitchen. That's fine. Now, she directly burned the leftover meat from our family's banquet. Sigh, a bowl of meat is worth a lot of money. We can't bear to eat it more than a few times a year, but she directly burned a bowl. After hearing Mu Chunfang's nagging, Qin Yuan's brows were tightly knitted together. He looked in Zhao Ping's direction. Zhao Ping's heart tightened. She knew that Qin Yuan would definitely be angry with her again. Big brother Yuan, Qin Yuan could not wait to rush up and give Zhao Ping or a good beating. However, this idiot Zhao Ping, even if he beat her up, it would probably be useless. You don't know anything. Other than eating, you only know how to sleep. Zhao Ping, you are really capable. If you still don't learn from my mother properly, see if I don't beat you to death. Also, you wasted a bowl of meat. Don't eat it for lunch today. Big brother Yuan. I'll be hungry if I don't eat. Zhao Ping grumbled pitifully. Ha, you actually know that you're hungry. Big brother Yuan, don't talk to me, mother. Let's cook for lunch ourselves. Let her go hungry alone. Mu Chunfang nodded. All right, then let's cook for ourselves. Damn, Zhao Ping was really unreliable. Fortunately, there were still some leftovers at home. Taking the time to heat them up, it was quite fast. Thus, because of this matter, Zhao Pinger did not have lunch at noon. Usually, when Zhao Ping was in the third branch, she would eat 2 or 3 bowls of rice every meal. Now, her stomach was bloated. She didn't eat much yesterday and didn't eat much for breakfast. The porridge in her stomach had long been digested. She hadn't eaten anything for lunch yet. Zhao Ping was so hungry that her chest was sticking to her back. In the afternoon, she felt that her stomach was very empty, but there was nothing to eat. Knowing that the Qing Yuan was angry, Zhao Ping didn't dare to steal anything from the kitchen. Otherwise, it would be better if she stole something to fill her stomach. So hungry. Zhao Ping mumbled as she rubbed her stomach. She sat on the stool, her entire body feeling weak. Closing her eyes, she suddenly thought of home. These days, because the third branch had been entertaining the men who went to work, it could be said that they had meat for every meal. Although there wasn't much meat, she could at least get a few pieces to eat. Thinking of this, Zhao Ping licked the corner of her mouth. She wanted to go home and eat something. After getting married, she realized how good her family was. But thinking about the Qing Yuan again, she still had to stay. Just as she was closing her eyes, someone suddenly walked over and pushed her. Zhao Ping was caught off guard and directly fell, landing heavily on the ground. Ouch! Zhao Ping cried out in pain. When she looked up, she saw Qin Chuan's face. When he heard Zhao Ping crying out in pain from the fall, Qin Chuan laughed out loud. Ha 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 ha, she fell, she fell. Qin Chuan laughed as he shouted. Chapter 1085. It was already bad enough that she was hungry. Now that she finally had a chance to rest, she was bullied by an idiot. The more Zhao Ping thought about it, the angrier she got. She glared at Qin Chuan angrily. Why did you push me? Hee, it hurts, Qin Chuan mumbled. He didn't answer Zhao Ping's question. He was still as excited as before. Zhao Ping took a deep breath. Why was she being so calculative with an idiot? If she asked Qin Chuan why he pushed her, would the idiot tell her why? However, Zhao Ping couldn't bear with this grievance. She walked up to Qin Chuan and pushed him to the ground. You idiot, you still know how to bully others. Because I don't dare to bully you. If you do this again, I'll teach you a lesson. After being pushed to the ground by Zhao Ping, Qin Chuan was also in pain. For a moment, he lay on the ground and shouted into the house, Mother, mother, the ugly monster hit me, the ugly monster hit me. After hearing Qin Chuan's shouts, Mu Chunfang hurriedly rushed out of the house. When he saw Qin Chuan lying on the ground, he hurriedly said to him, Ah, Chuan, what's wrong with you? Why are you lying on the ground? Hurry up and get up. The ground is too dirty. You'll dirty your clothes later. Although Qin Chuan was an idiot, he was still a piece of flesh that fell from Mu Chuanfang's body. He still treasured Qin Chuan. However, Qin Chuan didn't get up from the ground. He said to Mu Chuanfang, "Mother, the ugly monster pushed me, the ugly monster pushed me." As Qin Chuan shouted, he pointed his finger at Zhao Ping. Originally, Mu Chuanfang was unhappy because Zhao Ping had burned the food in the afternoon. His resentment hadn't dissipated yet. Now, Zhao Ping was bullying her idiot son again. Mu Chuanfang said to Zhao Ping, Ping, what are you doing?" "Mother, he pushed me first. I was sitting properly, but he ran over and pushed me to the ground. It hurts." Zhao Ping began to complain. Mu Chuanfang's brows furrowed as she asked Qin Chuan, why did you push her? She's becoming more and more disobedient." Qin Chuan muttered, "Mother, she's an idiot. Chuan doesn't like her." Mu Chuanfang was stunned. "Chuan, it doesn't matter if you don't like her. She still has to live with us in the future." After thinking for a moment, Mu Chuanfang said earnestly to Qin Chuan. "She to Qin Chuan's to get Qin Chuan's Chuan to live to be Chuan's to Qin Chuan to be to marry to be married to Qin Chuan's. The two of them would still have to sleep together at night." "Mother, she's ugly. Chuan has never seen anyone so ugly." Qin Chuan held Mu Chuanfang's hand and shook it as he spoke. This. Mu Chuanfang didn't know what to say. "Chuan, there's nothing you can do if she's ugly. She was born like this." "Mother," Xiao Yun was gritting her teeth in anger. "This idiot, isn't he too much? He actually said that I'm ugly. It's good enough that I didn't call him an idiot." In front of Mu Chuanfang, Zhao Ping couldn't say anything. She could only clench her fists in anger and curse in her heart, "This idiot, I'll teach him a lesson later." Chapter 1086. "Mother, I don't care. I don't want to see him." How about this, Chuan, let her cover her face with a piece of cloth." Mu Chuanfang thought for a moment and discussed with Qin Chuan. Qin Chuan's eyes darted around. "Mother, I won't be able to see her if she covers her face." Mu Chuanfang nodded, "That's right. You won't be able to see her ugly face if she covers her face." "All right then, Mother. As long as I don't see her." "All right." Mu Chuanfang was very happy that he had coaxed Qin Chuan. Hence, he called out to Zhao Ping, Ping, hurry up and cover your face with a piece of cloth. Don't scare our Chuan." "Mother, hurry up." "Oh." Zhao Ping answered reluctantly, but she could feel the deep disdain from her family Qin. She was just a little ugly. Seriously, what was the use of being so good-looking? In the afternoon, Zhao Ping finally had nothing to do. She thought she could lie down and rest, but she realized that she was thinking too much. From time to time, Qin Chuan's screams could be heard from the courtyard. When Mu Chuanfang needed to work, he would ask Zhao Ping to keep an eye on Qin Chuan and not let him run around. However, how could Zhao Ping keep an eye on a fool? She could only watch him run around. "Mother," Qin Chuan shouted at Mu Chuanfang again. Mu Chuanfang rushed over and asked, "What's wrong, Chuan? What's wrong with you?" "Mother, I peed." "Aw. Peed? You peed in your pants?" Mu Chuanfang hurriedly asked. Qin Chuan nodded. Mu Chuanfang sighed deeply. "Didn't I tell you? Don't pee in your pants. You have to take off your pants to pee." Qin Chuan said with a sobbing voice, "Mother, I couldn't hold it in." All right. "I couldn't hold it in. Next time, I'll hold it in." "Got it, Mother. If you feel like peeing, hurry up and go to the latrine or call for your mother." I know, I know. Mu Chunfang held Qin Chuan's hand and wanted to bring him into the house to change his pants. However, just as she entered the house and was about to take off Qin Chuan's pants, she heard a loud fart. What followed was a foul stench. Mu Chunfang immediately understood what had happened. Qin Chuan had pooped in his pants. Mu Chunfang couldn't help but frown as he reprimanded Qin Chuan. You child, I told you to hold it in. Why didn't you hold it in? I've just said it and you've already forgotten. Qin Chuan said to Kimura Yoshi aggrievedly, Mother, you told me to hold my urine, but you didn't tell me to hold my feces. I couldn't hold it in, so I pooped. Mu Chunfang's face twitched uncontrollably. She didn't know what to say to Qin Chuan. He was a fool. No matter how much she nagged, he wouldn't be able to remember. Sigh, Mu Chunfang sighed deeply again. Although she felt disgusted, she still had to clean up Qin Chuan. After all, she was his mother. She was born to serve her sons. She didn't know if he had done something wrong in his previous life. In this life, not only was he poor and bitter, he even gave birth to a foolish son. Now, he had a strange wife. His family's life was getting worse and worse. All right, let's not talk about you anymore. Hurry up and take off your pants. Mu Chunfang called out. Chapter 1087. After taking off his pants, everything inside his pants fell out. When Mu Chunfang saw this, he felt slightly disgusted. Sigh. Chuan, you have to wash up first. Otherwise, the inside of his new pants would be dirty too. Qin Chuan nodded. Mu Chunfang shouted outside, Ping, hurry up and get some water from the canister. Hearing Mu Chunfang's shout, Xiao Ping, quickly got up even though she was too lazy to move. Otherwise, Mu Chunfang would probably get anxious and scold her again. Xiao Ping took a wooden basin to the canister in the kitchen and got some hot water. Then, she rubbed some cold water into it. When she felt that the temperature was suitable, she carried the wooden basin into the house. She had originally thought that Mu Chunfang would wash his face or do something. When she went in, she was almost scared out of her wits. Because Qin Chuan had taken off his pants and was standing in the house. Xiao Ping was stunned for a few seconds before she heard Mu Chunfang roar, You little girl, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and come over. Xiao Ping swallowed her saliva and muttered to Mu Chunfang, Mother, he's not wearing pants. Mu Chunfang said nonchalantly, So what if he's not wearing pants? What's wrong with that? Mother, I can't look. Xiao Ping muttered. After all, she was still a girl. She and Qin Chuan were not husband and wife. How could she have the nerve to look at Qin Chuan's lower body? However, even though she said that, Xiao Ping couldn't help but glance down at Qin Chuan's lower body. Last night, she was a little groggy, so she didn't see what Qin Yuan's lower body looked like. Now that she saw Qin Chuan, she thought that it should look similar. Aren't they all men's? After staring for a few seconds, Xiao Ping reluctantly retracted her gaze. What's wrong with that? I watch it every day. Now that you've married into our family, you're our family's daughter-in-law. It doesn't matter if you see it. Mu Chunfang replied indifferently. Mu Chunfang wanted Xiao Ping to be Qin Chuan's wife. She would definitely see Qin Chuan's private parts. If he had finished reading it earlier, he would have seen it anyway. It didn't matter if he saw it now. Xiao Ping replied weakly, Oh. Come, Chuan, Mother will help you wash and wipe your face. Mu Chunfang called out. Qin Chuan cooperatively spread his legs and stuck out his butt. Only then did Xiao Ping realize why she brought the water in. It turned out that Qin Chuan had peed and pooped all over his pants. She was wiping it off for him. Looking at the pants on the floor and the poop on them, Zhao Ping felt nauseous. How disgusting. Now that she thought about it, it was a good thing that she hadn't eaten anything in the afternoon. Otherwise, she would have vomited when she saw this scene. Other than looking disgusting, the room was filled with a very foul smell. Zhao Ping quickly pinched her nose. She looked at Mu Chunfang, who seemed to be used to it, and continued wiping Qin Chuan. After wiping him once, he called out to Zhao Ping, Ping, give me some more water. I'll continue wiping. Zhao Ping replied, oh. Mother, I'll go now. However, when she carried the wooden tray, Zhao Ping's brows furrowed tightly together. She kept feeling the stench from the wooden tray enter her nose. This Qin Chuan, how could such an adult do such a thing? Chapter 1088. Even if she wanted to complain, she had no place to do so. He was a fool. What could she say? She just didn't expect Qin Chuan to be so foolish. How could he even pee and poop into his pants? Even a fool should know how to take off his pants. Sigh. Zhao Ping sighed deeply. She only hoped that Qin Chuan wasn't like this. Otherwise, she would go crazy. If he helped Mu Chunfang serve Qin Chuan like this every day, he would probably go crazy. Zhao Ping poured out the water in the basin and rinsed the wooden basin with cold water. Then, she fetched some clean water and brought it into the house. Mu Chunfang continued to wipe Qin Chuan's body and helped him put on his pants. After he was done, Mu Chunfang turned around and saw Zhao Ping pinching her nose with a look of disdain. Although it was understandable, Mu Chunfang was still unhappy. If it was anyone else, so be it. But since Zhao Ping was married, she was part of their family Qin. No matter what, Zhao Ping shouldn't despise Qin Chuan. After all, he still wanted Zhao Ping to be Qin Chuan's wife in the future. When she was old and no longer in this world, his Chuan would need someone to take care of him. If Zhao Ping became Qin Chuan's wife, she would definitely do this. Mu Chunfang wondered if he should let Zhao Ping do it the next time Qin Chuan peed or pooped in his pants. Now that Zhao Yun was used to it, she would naturally know how to help him in the future. Zhao Ping saw Mu Chunfang looking at her and asked, Mother, why are you looking at me? Why are you covering your nose? Mu Chunfang asked. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said, Mother, isn't it smelly? Of course I'm pinching my nose, Mu Chunfang replied unhappily, smelly. Why are you smelly? It's not like you haven't pooped before. Mother. Zhao Ping didn't know what to say to Mu Chunfang. It was smelly to begin with, and she didn't say anything wrong. Why would he be unhappy over such a small matter? It's so pitiful to be married. Just a small matter can make people unhappy. All right. Mu Chunfang did not want to talk about Zhao Ping anymore. Instead, she gently said to Qin Chuan, hurry up and go out to play. Qin Chuan nodded and said, Okay, Mother, I'll go out then. All right. Qin Chuan was like a child. He put on clean pants and skipped out of the house. Zhao Ping watched as Qin Chuan left and prepared to leave the house. After all, the smell in the house was too bad. She wanted to go out and take in some fresh air. However, before she could step out, she was stopped by Mu Chunfang. Ping, where did you go? Mother, there's nothing else. I'll go out first. Who said there's nothing else? Mu Chunfang frowned unhappily and nagged at Ping. Mother, what else is there? Zhao Ping looked at Mu Chunfang nervously. Didn't you see that there's something on the floor in the house? Why didn't you clean it up? Mu Chunfang replied unhappily. Zhao Ping stared at the floor. There was indeed something on the floor. It was Qin Chuan's poop and the dirty pants he took off. Zhao Ping took a look, and her stomach continued to churn. Then, she said to Mu Chunfang, "Mother, how should I clean it up? And it was so disgusting. Why should she clean it up?" Chapter 1089. What else can I do? Take a broom and sweep it up. Also, wash Chuan Er's pants, Mu Chunfang said in a commanding tone. Since he had married a wife, he naturally had to order her around. It wasn't easy for a wife to become a mother-in-law, so she had to enjoy it. Zhao Ping didn't know how to cook, but she should be able to wash clothes and clean the house, right? If she didn't even know how to do that, then it could only be said that this wife was useless. Mother. Zhao Ping frowned and looked very unhappy. It was fine if she was just washing clothes, but the problem was that the clothes were too dirty. When she thought about how it was stained with Qin Chuan's feces and urine, Zhao Ping felt nauseous. What's wrong? You can't even order me to do a job. Zhao Ping pursed her lips. Mother, it's not that I can't order you around, but it's too difficult. Why is it difficult? Mu Chunfang frowned and asked. Mother, look, there's so much feces and urine on it. I feel disgusted. Zhao Ping looked at Mu Chunfang pitifully. Mu Chunfang saw that Zhao Ping didn't want to do it, so he said to Zhao Ping, what's wrong with this? Didn't mother wash it often in the past? Seriously. If you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. Don't make so many excuses. Mother. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's really difficult. Zhao Ping glanced at the things on the floor again. If she looked at it any longer, she probably wouldn't be able to eat dinner. Okay, don't give me so many excuses. If you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. Mu Chunfang said and snorted in displeasure. Zhao Ping pouted and felt wronged. At this moment, Qin Yuan happened to come back from work. When he heard Mu Chunfang's voice in the house, he went into the house and asked Mu Chunfang, Mother, what's wrong? What happened? Mu Chunfang sighed at Qin Yuan and said, Sigh, Yuan, it's actually nothing much. It's just that you can't even order Ping, to do some work. After Mu Chunfang finished speaking, Qin Yuan's sharp gaze landed on Zhao Ping, Ping couldn't help but tremble when Qin Yuan looked at her like this. Big brother Yuan. Zhao Ping glanced at Qin Yuan pitifully. Seeing Qin Yuan's attitude, she knew that Qin Yuan was definitely going to be angry. Zhao Ping, do you think there's a woman like you? You've done so many stupid things. I don't even have time to scold you. Don't you know how to be filial to your elders? Qin Yuan said coldly to Zhao Ping, Zhao Ping's heart trembled a few times. She knew that it was useless even if she tried to explain. After all, Qin Yuan's heart was definitely on Mu Chunfang's side. In order to not anger Qin Yuan, Zhao Ping could only say, Big brother Yuan, I didn't say that I won't do it. I'll do it now, okay? Hearing Zhao Ping say this, Mu Chunfang's anger subsided a little. Qin Yuan's expression also looked much better. Since that's the case, then fine. Yuan, since Ping is willing to do it, you don't have to scold her anymore. Qin Yuan nodded and said, since that's the case, then forget it. Mu Chunfang said to Zhao Ping, Ping, quickly go and tidy up. Mother still has other things to do. Got it, mother. Zhao Ping, responded. Qin Yuan and Mu Chunfang went out first, leaving Zhao Ping alone in the room. Chapter 1090. The poop on the floor was too disgusting. Zhao Ping took out a broom, closed her eyes, and began to sweep. She couldn't look. The sight of it made her feel disgusted. She hurriedly picked up the clothes and placed them in the wooden basin. Then, she carried the wooden basin out of the house. She could just wash the pants with a lot of water later. In any case, she would definitely not rub it with her hands. If she washed it with water, it wouldn't be a problem if the dirt on Qin Chuan's pants didn't stick. After Zhao Ping finished washing, she quickly hung up the pants to dry. After all this work, Zhao Ping was already exhausted. When she was at old Zhao's house, she had never done so much work. Now, she only felt that her entire body was paralyzed with fatigue. Dinner wasn't prepared by Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping was only responsible for watching Mu Chunfang cook. In the end, Mu Chunfang didn't want Zhao Ping to cook. She was afraid that Zhao Ping, this idiot, would burn the food again like she did in the afternoon. Her family didn't have so much food for Zhao Ping to waste. Because Zhao Ping washed Zhao Ping's dirty clothes, she didn't continue to make things difficult for Zhao Ping during dinner. Instead, she called for Zhao Ping to eat. After lunch, Zhao Ping returned to the house. Then, she eagerly waited for Qin Yuan to hurry into the house so that she could do that thing with Qin Yuan at night. After waiting for a long time, Qin Yuan finally came. However, Qin Yuan's face was dark, and he looked very unhappy. Zhao Ping went to Qin Yuan and said excitedly to Qin Yuan, "Brother Yuan, you're here." Qin Yuan responded indifferently. "Then let's sleep." Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan shyly. When she said, "sleep," she didn't mean do it. Qin Yuan responded coldly, but he didn't even look at Zhao Ping. She didn't take off her clothes after she went to bed. When Zhao Ping saw this, she hurriedly asked, "Big brother Yuan, why aren't you taking off your clothes to sleep?" "Take off my clothes." Qin Yuan frowned. He also wanted to take off his clothes and sleep, but when he saw Zhao Ping, he felt a deep sense of danger. He didn't dare to take off his clothes. What if Zhao Ping did something to him again? He had already lost his virginity once, and he didn't want to lose it a second time. "That's right, big brother Yuan. Who sleeps with clothes on? Quickly take off your clothes." As she said that, Zhao Ping even moved in front of Qin Yuan very attentively and said to Qin Yuan, "Come, big brother Yuan, let me help you. I'll help you take it off." Qin Yuan hurriedly pushed Zhao Ping away and reprimanded Zhao Ping. "You're a woman. Don't you have any shame? Quickly get lost for me. What's wrong with me not taking off my clothes to sleep?" Big brother Yuan, after Zhao Ping was stunned for a few seconds, she looked at Qin Yuan aggrievedly. "Big brother Yuan, we're already married. What's wrong with this?" "Big brother Yuan, Zhao Ping, shut up. If you say another word, do you believe that I'll throw you out?" Zhao Ping was intimidated and could only reply, "Got it, big brother Yuan." Qin Yuan continued to say coldly, "Also, sleep further away at night. Don't come near me. You better behave. If I find out what you did, see how I'll deal with you." Zhao Ping answered weakly, "Got it, big brother Yuan." Chapter 1091. It's good that you know. Go to sleep. After saying this, Qin Yuan went to sleep on one side of the bed. There was a quilt between him and Zhao Ping. In this way, the two of them could not touch each other. Qin Yuan felt a little more secure when he put on his clothes and went to sleep. If there were more rooms in the house, he would not squeeze in with Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping had to lie down on the other side of the bed. She was secretly glad that she had listened to Ma Xiaofeng. If she had not listened to Qin Yuan, he probably would never have touched her. The burning passion incense began to take effect. Qin Yuan, who was sleeping in a daze, suddenly felt a burst of heat in his body. It was very uncomfortable. He originally wanted to put on his clothes and sleep. In the end, he could not stand the heat and took off his clothes. However, he thought that he would be fine after taking off his clothes. Unfortunately, after taking off his clothes, his body continued to feel hot and uncomfortable. There seemed to be a big fire in his body that could not be extinguished. His mouth was a little dry, and his whole body was about to smoke. Qin Yuan was puzzled. What was going on? Why did he feel so uncomfortable? His body's desire suddenly broke out. He looked sideways at Zhao Ping, who was lying on the side. At this time, Zhao Ping, also took off her clothes because of the heat. Qin Yuan did not know why, but when he saw Zhao Ping like this, his heart burned restlessly. An impulse appeared in his mind, which was to do that thing with Zhao Ping. Qin Yuan shook his head hard. No, no, no. How could he have such thoughts about Zhao Ping? He did not even want to touch Zhao Ping, that ugly woman, let alone do that thing with Zhao Ping. He must be confused because of the heat. Unfortunately, after a few seconds of sobriety, he was suddenly overwhelmed by his body's reaction. Qin Yuan turned over and pressed down on Zhao Ping. Big brother Yuan. Zhao Ping whispered softly into Qin Yuan's ear. Qin Yuan was even more agitated. Big brother Yuan, I like you so much. Big brother Yuan, let's do that. As Zhao Ping spoke, she grabbed the thing under the Qin Yuan. Qin Yuan's body trembled for a moment. He had a feeling that he couldn't control himself. An impulse rushed into Zhao Ping's body. For a moment, the room was in turmoil again. Zhao Ping screamed even louder than last night. Qin Dahai and Mu Chunfang, who were in the room next door, heard the commotion in Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan's room. The two of them looked at each other in confusion. Qin Dahai said, Yuan-er's mother, what's wrong with Yuan-er? Early in the morning, he came over and said that we sent him to Ping-er's room. He even said that he didn't want to sleep with Ping-er. After doing that thing with Ping-er, he specially washed his body. You said that he drank too much yesterday. I can understand. After all, drunk sex is messed up. But what's the meaning of tonight? He won't come over tomorrow morning to blame us, right? Mu Chunfang was silent for a moment before saying, I don't think so. Yuan-er's father, actually, this is normal. It's nothing. Yuan-er is also a man. Which man doesn't like to cheat? Yuan-er just happens to be in the prime of his youth. Although Ping is a little ugly, when a woman covers herself with a blanket, the feeling is the same. Chapter 1092. After listening to Mu Chunfang's explanation, Qin Dahai nodded repeatedly. He felt that Mu Chunfang's words made a lot of sense. That was indeed the case. Men. How many of them could control themselves from doing it? It was fine if it was any other time, but there was a woman lying in front of him. How could he not control himself? Moreover, the woman was covered with a blanket. It was really the same. Anyway, the feeling of doing it was similar. It was very satisfying. Yeah, looking at Yuan, I reckon the two of us will be able to hold a grandson soon. Mu Chunfang smiled and nodded. That's right. There were people who mocked our family Qin for not having a descendant. Now, it's all good. We'll slap their faces when we have a grandson. Mu Chunfang also smiled and said, Good, 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 Qin Dahai advised earnestly, don't order Ping around too much. If Ping is pregnant, our family Qin will at least have a descendant. We have to take good care of her. Yuan Er's father, I know. It's not that fast, right? Let's train Ping well now. Otherwise, she won't know how to work when the time comes. Qin Dahai replied, sure. As long as it's not too much, it's fine. A pregnant woman can't do heavy work. Our household chores aren't heavy work. Don't worry, old man. Don't worry about this. That's fine. The two of them chatted for a long time. In the next room, Xiao Ping and Qin Yuan had no intention of stopping. Qin Dahai and Mu Chunfang laughed softly. Qin Dahai sighed and said, sigh, it's still good to be young. You have strength when you're young. You don't feel tired even after working for so long. Mu Chunfang joked, of course. Back then, you were much better than Yuan when you were young. Back then, we just got married. You could work for an entire night. Qin Dahai was rather proud. That's right. I can't let you be unsatisfied. You old man, aren't you ashamed? What's there to be ashamed of? We've been husband and wife for so many years, what's there to be embarrassed about? Humph. Mu Chunfang snorted softly, as if he didn't want to continue this topic with Qin Dahai. At this moment, Qin Chuan, who was sleeping at the side, was woken up by the commotion caused by Xiao Ping and Qin Yuan. Qin Chuan rubbed his eyes. Seeing that Qin Chuan had woken up, Mu Chunfang asked Qin Chuan, Chuan, why are you awake? Qin Chuan shouted, Mother, there's so much commotion next to us. And that ugly monster's screams woke me up. Mother, what are they doing? Upon hearing Qin Chuan's words, Mu Chunfang didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Xiao Pinger wasn't screaming. She was screaming because she was comfortable. That's why she was screaming. However, he couldn't explain this to Qin Chuan. After all, Qin Chuan was a fool and didn't know much about this. Hence, he said to Qin Chuan, Chuan, it's nothing. Hurry up and go to sleep. Qin Chuan frowned and said unhappily, Mother, how can it be nothing? There must be something. Mother, I want to see what they're doing. It's so noisy that I can't sleep. Mu Chunfang hurriedly pulled Qin Chuan back. If Qin Chuan ran over to take a look, it would be terrible. How could he be disturbed? Chuan, don't go. It should be fine. Chapter 1093. Mu Chunfang was slightly taken aback, and the corners of her mouth twitched. She smiled embarrassedly and said, I think so. Only then did Qin Yuan nod his head, Mother, that's more or less it. I was wondering why she screamed so miserably. Little brother Yuan did well. That ugly freak has to teach her a lesson. She even bullied me today. Mu Chunfang hurriedly agreed, yes. Chuan, you're right. So your little brother Yuan will help you vent your anger now. He's teaching that girl a lesson right now. Qin Chuan happily said, Mother, I'll teach that ugly freak a lesson later too. I'll also beat that ugly freak until she screams like this. Mu Chunfang smiled and nodded, okay. Yuan, you can do whatever you want. Actually, if Xiao Ping became Qin Chuan's wife in the future, Qin Chuan would definitely have to do this with Xiao Ping. It was a pity that Qin Chuan was a fool and didn't know anything about this. If she explained to Qin Chuan that this was bullying Xiao Ping, Qin Chuan would probably be very motivated. Thinking of this, Mu Chunfang's heart was filled with happiness. Something suddenly appeared in her mind, so she pulled Qin Chuan and said, Chuan, Mother will bring you to secretly take a look. Don't disturb him. Your little brother Yuan, is fine. If you disturb him, he won't help you teach Xiao Ping a lesson. Qin Chuan nodded heavily and replied, Mother, I know. Don't worry, I definitely won't disturb him. Mu Chunfang said with a satisfied look, all right, let's go. Mother will bring you to take a look. Okay. Qin Chuan nodded excitedly. Seeing that Mu Chunfang wanted to bring Qin Chuan to take a peek, Qin Dahai looked at Mu Chunfang with a puzzled look and asked, Yuan-er's mother, where are you going? Mu Chunfang had a mysterious smile on her face. Yuan-er's father, I'm bringing Chuan-er to learn something. Qin Dahai was puzzled. Learn something? What are you studying? Hee, Mu Chunfang chuckled and whispered into Qin Dahai's ear. Yuan-er's father, I'm bringing Chuan-er to learn how to do that. Mu Chunfang began to explain. Qin Chuan was a fool. If he got together with Xiao Ping-er in the future, he might not do such things in bed. Someone had to teach Qin Chuan first. After all, this was not something that could be learned without a teacher. Now that Qin Chuan had taken a look and learned it, he wouldn't have to worry about it in the future. Qin Dahai nodded. All right then, you guys can go. Yuan-er's mother, keep your voice down. You even startled them. Mu Chunfang chuckled. Don't worry, Yuan-er's father won't. All right, that's good. Hee, with that, Mu Chunfang brought Qin Chuan out. The two of them arrived in front of Xiao Ping-er and Qin Yuan's room. Mu Chunfang secretly opened the window, and from where she and Qin Chuan were standing, they could see the scene inside. When they looked in, they saw two naked bodies entangled together. Qin Yuan was on top, and Xiao Ping-er was below. Qin Yuan was doing his best. After seeing Qin Yuan and Xiao Ping like this, Qin Chuan asked Mu Chunfang with a puzzled look, Mother, why does little Yuan have to be like this when he's bullying others? He has to take off all his clothes. Mu Chunfang hurriedly made a shushing gesture. Chuan, keep your voice down. Otherwise, they'll hear you from inside. Oh. Qin Chuan hurriedly nodded in response. Chapter 1094. Mu Chunfang called out to Qin Chuan. Then, he explained to Qin Chuan, Chuan, this is how your brother Yuan bullies people. Look, Ping is screaming so miserably. Bullying her like this is even more painful than hitting her. If you want to make her suffer, you have to use this method. Look at how good your brother Yuan is to you. In order to help you vent your anger, he bullied her for so long. Qin Chuan nodded and stared at Xiao Ping-er and Qin Yuan. He remembered Mu Chunfang's words. He had to learn how to bully Xiao Ping-er like this in the future. Let's see if Xiao Ping-er still dared to hit him. Yuan-er, did you see it clearly? Mu Chunfang asked. Qin Chuan nodded. Yes, Mother, I saw it clearly. Mu Chunfang smiled and said, it's good that you saw it clearly. Then tell Mother, how did your brother Yuan do it? Qin Chuan said, Mother, I saw brother Yuan use his thing down there to get it into the ugly monster's crotch and then stab it inside. Qin Yuan's answer made Mu Chunfang unable to hold back his laughter. Although Mu Chunfang was right, his description was too funny. Mother, what are you laughing at? Could it be that I'm wrong? Mu Chunfang smiled and said, yes. Chuan, you're right. Mother, then I'll bully the ugly monster like this later. Okay. Since Chuan knows how to do it, let's go in and rest. Yes. Before leaving, Qin Chuan took another look at Xiao Ping-er and Qin Yuan in the room. He cheered for Qin Yuan in his heart, hoping that Qin Yuan could persist for a while longer and bully Zhao Ping, this ugly monster. The next morning, when Qin Yuan woke up again, he realized that he had taken off all his clothes. Zhao Ping was also naked and lying beside him. Qin Yuan's veins bulged. He remembered what happened last night. He actually touched Zhao Ping again. What the hell? He clearly felt disgusted whenever he saw Zhao Ping but why couldn't he control himself? It must be Zhao Ping That woman must have done something secretly. Qin Yuan pulled Zhao Ping up from the bed and asked her angrily, Zhao Ping, you be *tch. Tell me what you did. Zhao Ping met Qin Yuan's angry eyes. She knew what Qin Yuan was talking about. Big brother Yuan. I didn't do anything. Zhao Ping mumbled. Nothing. If I didn't do anything, would I touch you properly? Big brother Yuan, that's how it is in the first place, Zhao Ping, If you don't give me an explanation today, see how I'll deal with you. Zhao Ping didn't know what to say. If she told Qin Yuan clearly that she lit the burning passion incense, then wouldn't Qin Yuan kill her? Furthermore, she wouldn't be able to do this to Qin Yuan in the future. Big brother Yuan, I don't know what you said. Anyway, I didn't do anything to you. Qin Yuan didn't have any evidence, and it wasn't good for him to accuse Zhao Ping, He could only warn Zhao Ping, Zhao Ping, remember this. You better not do anything. If I find out that you did something to me, you'll get it. After Qin Yuan finished speaking, he walked out of the room in a huff. Thinking about what he did with Zhao Ping last night, how could he still be in the mood? Chapter 1095. When Mu Chunfang saw Qin Yuan's sullen face and angry expression and that he wanted to take a bath, she said to Qin Yuan, Hey, why do you want to take a bath again? You have to go home with Ping He today. Don't stay up too late. After all, the rules had to be followed. Today was the third day since Zhao Ping got married. According to the village rules, Qin Yuan had to accompany Zhao Ping back to her parents' home and prepare some things for them. However, the Qin family was too poor, so Mu Chunfang only prepared some of the worst and most basic things for Qin Yuan. Qin Yuan replied with a sullen face, I know, mother. There's no hurry. Boil some water for me first. I'll take a bath. It's no use going there too early. If I go back later, I can still make it in time for lunch. If I go to look for them, I might have to help out. When Mu Chunfang heard this, she felt that it made sense. All right then. Mother will boil some water for you to take a bath. You can go back with Ping later. Qin Yuan faintly nodded his head in response. He was so cooperative because he felt that Zhao Ping's family's food was really good. He liked to eat it. Not only could he eat a very sumptuous meal, but Zhao Yun's culinary skills were also not comparable to ordinary people's. Besides, when Zhao Ping returned to her parents' home, Liang Jinqiao and the others would probably be entertained by these delicious dishes. When he thought of this, Qin Yuan felt a little better. After Zhao Yun and Liang Jinqiao arrived in Yang City, they started to take care of the stall. After resting for a few days, there were fewer customers. They probably thought that their stall had not opened yet. However, Zhao Yun was not in a hurry. She did not prepare a lot of breakfast today. She would go back after selling out. She did not expect to earn a little more money. At 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, they saw two men in their 20s walking towards their stall. One of the men in blue said to the other man in yellow, Young master, I heard that the breakfast at this breakfast stall is the best. You're really lucky today. This breakfast stall hasn't been open for the past 2 days. I didn't expect it to open when you came. The yellow-robed man nodded and said, "That's good. This young master is curious as to what this restaurant's breakfast tastes like for you to praise it to such an extent." The blue-clothed man chuckled. "I'm not praising it. I've only heard of it. After all, I've never eaten it before." The yellow-clothed man also laughed. "All right then, since that's the case, let's both go and have a taste." "All right." The two of them walked to Zhao Yun'er's breakfast stall. Because there weren't many people today, there were still seats available. Mu Hin gestured for the two men to sit down. "Please have a seat, young masters. What would you like to order?" "I'll bring it to you." The yellow-clothed man looked at the blue-clothed man. "What do you want to eat? Recommend it. This young master doesn't know." The blue-clothed man also shook his head. "Young master, I haven't eaten here either. I don't know what to order." The yellow-clothed man sighed slightly. "Forget it. We don't have to order." After speaking, the yellow-clothed man said to Mu Hin, "It's the first time we've eaten here. We don't know what's good. Why don't you recommend a few dishes to us?" Chapter 1096. The man in yellow nodded and said, "All right then, we'll serve what you've mentioned." The man in blue beside him quickly added, "Young master, isn't this a little too little? I've never had a good appetite." "If you have a good appetite, then order more. Young lady, what else do you have for us? Just serve us whatever you like." The man in yellow smiled and said. Mu Hin responded again, "All right then. Young masters, I'll add 2 vegetable buns, 2 meat buns, and a plate of fried dumplings." "This is quite a lot, I'll fill you up." Deal." After seeing the man in yellow nod, Mu Hin quickly went to serve breakfast for the two of them. She specially prepared a small plate of vinegar for the fried dumplings. Dipping the dumplings in vinegar would make them taste much better. As the two men sat and waited, they took a few breaths of the fragrance in the air. This kind of fragrant smell stimulated their appetite. The man in yellow was a little curious. "It does seem quite good. I feel like the food I usually eat isn't here." "Indeed, good things are in the common folk. I've missed out on a lot in the past." The man in blue added, "That's true. You should go out more often and experience the scenery and food of different places." "Ha!" The man in yellow laughed again. "I have a lot of things to do on a daily basis. How can I be like you? If it's possible, I'd like to go out and walk around too." "It's fine. Aren't you out now? Our Sun City is enough for you to stay." "Ha!" The two of them didn't say much before Mu Hin served the food on the table. "Young masters, I've served everything for you. Take your time and eat." "All right, thank you, young lady." "You're welcome, young master." The man in blue and the man in yellow looked at the breakfast on the table. Although it was a little simple, it gave them a different feeling. Perhaps it was because they didn't usually eat these, but now it was a novelty. Come. Try it. Good." The two of them each took a bite of the wonton first. The wonton skin was thin and there was a lot of meat filling. It was very refreshing. Moreover, there was a unique freshness in the meat. They fell in love with it after tasting it once. Not only was the meat filling delicious, but the wonton soup was also light and refreshing. It was very good. After tasting the wontons, the two of them tasted the fried dumplings. When dipped in vinegar, the skin was crispy and the meat inside was fragrant and delicious. Even the ordinary green vegetable buns tasted better than what he usually ate. The yellow-robed man couldn't help but praise, "It's really delicious. This young master has never eaten such delicious breakfast before." The blue-robed man nodded and said, "Indeed, the chefs in my residence can't even cook half as well." After he finished speaking, the blue-clothed man sighed deeply. The mansion spends a lot of money to hire cooks every year, but they can't compare to this stall owner. In comparison, the money spent is a bit of a loss. When the yellow-clothed man heard this, the smile on his face grew even wider. If he said that the money spent was a loss, then wouldn't he say the same thing? "I've had a meal today. I can eat while I'm in Yang City, but there will be a time when I have to leave. Once I leave, I probably won't be able to eat anymore." The man in yellow sighed as he ate. "Young master, if you want to eat it, it's not impossible," the blue-clothed man said. Chapter 1097. Young master, why don't you hire this stall owner and ask her to cook for you when you want to eat it? Wouldn't that do? The man in yellow fell silent for a moment. That sounds like a good idea. Why don't you ask her? The man in yellow nodded. All right, I'll ask her. The man in blue called out to the stall owner. Who's the owner of this stall? Xiao Yun walked towards the two men when she heard that. In fact, after these two men came over, Xiao Yun noticed them. Because of the way they were dressed, she could tell that they were different from the rest. It seemed like they had an extraordinary status. However, Xiao Yun did not think too much about it. Yang City was so big, there were many people with extraordinary statuses. These two were not the only ones. "Young master, may I know why you're looking for me?" Xiao Yun asked after she walked over. "Actually, it's nothing much. I just wanted to ask, did you make the breakfast in this stall?" "Of course. Who else would make it?" Since you made it, that's good. How much do you earn in a month by setting up this stall?" The man in blue continued to ask. Xiao Yun frowned. She did not know why the man in blue asked her how much she earned in a month. She was not willing to reveal such a private matter to outsiders. Moreover, these two men's identities were unknown. Why should she tell them? Hence, Xiao Yun replied, "Why are you asking this, young master?" Seeing that Xiao Yun was unwilling to say, the man in blue explained, "Miss, don't misunderstand. We don't have any ill intentions. It's just that my friend likes to eat the breakfast you make. I also think that it tastes very good. But my friend is not from Yang City. If he leaves, he probably won't be able to eat the breakfast you make. So, I'm thinking of hiring you back. If he wants to eat it, you can make it for him. The salary will definitely be much higher than what you earn. Miss, do you want to consider it?" Xiao Yun listened and understood. It turned out to be such a matter. "I'm sorry, but I might have to disappoint this young master's kind intentions. My family is in Sun City, so I will definitely stay in Sun City. No matter how much you pay me, I won't go there." Xiao Yun refused very straightforwardly. When the blue-robed man heard this, he could only sigh. "Since Miss has said so, then we shouldn't force you. However, Miss, you can discuss it with your family and reconsider. I'll make sure you're satisfied with the salary." Xiao Yun nodded. The yellow-clothed man also looked a little disappointed, but there was some appreciation in his eyes when he looked at Xiao Yun. After the two of them had their fill, they stood up and placed an ingot of silver on the table. When Xiao Yun saw this, she said to them, "Young masters, you've given too much money. I'll give you the change." The yellow-clothed man waved his hand and said, "There's no need. We're satisfied with the food, so just treat it as a tip." "That won't do. It's how much money it is. I can't take advantage of you." As Xiao Yun spoke, she took out dozens of copper coins and silver pieces. She walked in front of the yellow-clothed man and stuffed them into his hands. Xiao Yun didn't like the feeling of being rewarded. She wasn't a poor person and didn't need other people's charity. Otherwise, she would be like a beggar. Chapter 1098. His lips couldn't help but curl into a smile. He found Xiao Yun quite interesting. This was the first time he had met someone who didn't want more money. The man in yellow smiled and said, "It's actually inconvenient for me to keep so much change. Why don't you take it?" Xiao Yun's mouth twitched. Was this what it meant to be a rich fool? Not only did he not want money, he even despised it. This was the first time Xiao Yun had seen this. However, she couldn't say anything to this kind of rich man. What could she do if he was happy? That's young master's business. It has nothing to do with me. After Xiao Yun finished speaking, she turned back to the stall and continued to take care of her business. The man in yellow's smile deepened. He muttered to himself, "Interesting, interesting, really interesting. Are all the girls in Yang City so unique?" As the man in yellow spoke, he looked at the man in blue beside him. The corners of the blue-robed man's mouth curled up as he replied with a smile. "I don't know either. Maybe this girl is special. I've never seen her like this before." The man in yellow laughed heartily. This is the first time I've seen a woman who doesn't like money." The man in blue followed behind and agreed, "That's right. Let's go." "Okay." As the two men spoke, they left Xiao Yun's stall. After busying herself for a while in the morning, she packed up the stall. When she went to the market to buy things, she suddenly bumped into young Master Meng. He hadn't met her for so long in Yang City, but he didn't expect to meet her this time. Xiao Yun pretended not to see him and wanted to avoid young Master Meng. However, young Master Meng saw her and walked towards Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun's brows twitched for a moment. She had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. Sure enough, young Master Meng arrived in front of Xiao Yun. He gave Xiao Yun a wretched smile and said, "Miss Yun, what a coincidence that I ran into you." Xiao Yun frowned and pursed her lips. "Yes, what a coincidence. Miss Yun, I couldn't remember it before. But now that I've seen you, I've remembered something." Young Master Meng smiled. There seemed to be a deeper meaning in his words, as if he wanted to express something. Xiao Yun's heart tightened slightly. She knew that something bad was going to happen. She didn't know what young Master Meng had thought of, but it was fine as long as he wasn't looking for trouble with her. What did young Master Meng think of? Xiao Yun raised her eyebrows and asked. "Miss Yun, the things I sent to you last time, when I came back, one of them was missing." Xiao Yun asked, "What's missing?" "A bolt of silk is missing. It's dozens of taels of silver. I wonder when you'll return it. Although it's a bit late to say it now, since Miss Yun insisted on returning it to me, I can't return the other things but keep one." "Don't you think so, Miss Yun?" As young Master Meng spoke, there was a trace of calculation in his eyes. "Of course, if Miss Yun can't return it, you can use other methods to make up for it. After all, I'm a relatively easygoing person. Dozens of taels of silver isn't a small amount. I can't just let it go like this." Xiao Yun frowned. She knew that young Master Meng wanted to ask for it from her and had some other bad ideas. Chapter 1099. She replied with some displeasure, "Young Master Meng, this is your business. You were the one who insisted on giving me those things back then. If you want to give them to me, then so be it. However, these things were given to my grandmother and the others. They were the ones who accepted them. If anything is missing, you can go and find them. This has nothing to do with me." Young Master Meng frowned slightly. He felt that his plan had failed. Since Miss Yunber said so, it seems that I have to make a trip to your place later. Young Master Meng's tone carried a hint of threat. When he saw Zhao Yun, his desire to conquer was aroused. Since Zhao Yun did not work here, he would make a trip to old Zhao's house. He would force Zhao Yun's elders to see if they had a way to make Zhao Yun yield to him. Zhao Yun did not take young Master Meng's threat seriously at all. She replied indifferently, "Do as you wish. If you have nothing else, I will go first." Zhao Yun hooked up the corner of her mouth and pulled Liang Jinxiao away. He felt disgusted if he stayed for another second. On the way back, Liang Jinxiao sighed and said to Zhao Yun, your grandmother really took a batch of silk and satin to make clothes for your aunt. Is this silk and satin really as expensive as young Master Meng said? A piece of silk is worth dozens of taels of silver. Zhao Yun shook her head. I don't know if it's worth dozens of taels of silver, but it shouldn't be too cheap. Now that they insist that it's worth dozens of taels of silver, what can we do? Hearing Zhao Yun's words, Liang Jinxiao sighed and said, if it's really worth dozens of taels of silver, then if young Master Meng asks your grandmother and the others for it, where can they find dozens of taels of silver? Obviously, Liang Jinxiao was worried about old Zhao's family. Young Master Meng was no ordinary person. How could they, mere commoners, deal with him? Furthermore, they were the ones who were being unreasonable in this matter. After all, they had taken someone else's things. How could they not return it? Zhao Xinhui used the cloth to make clothes, so the old Zhao family had to pay young Master Meng. Otherwise, it would not make sense. Even if they went to the Yamen to argue, the county magistrate would definitely order old Zhao's family to pay the money back to young Master Meng. But with old Zhao's family's situation, not to mention dozens of taels, even a few taels of silver would be good enough. Zhao Yun'er smiled and comforted Liang Jinxiao. Mother, why are you worrying so much? Asking them to return it is the same as asking us to return it. Grandma and those greedy people have to be taught a lesson like this. Otherwise, how can they learn their lesson? Liang Jinxiao sighed and said, Yun'er, that's your grandma after all. When the time comes, even chickens and dogs will not have peace. Our family will also be in trouble. What trouble can we get into? Don't tell me they want us to pay these taels of silver. Maybe, Mother, don't think so much. No matter what, I definitely won't pay this money. If it's really impossible, then use little aunt as a substitute. Our little aunt is not bad looking. Perhaps young Master Meng will like her. Liang Jinxiao was slightly stunned. He was convinced by Zhao Yun'er's words. This girl was really imaginative. Speaking of which, Zhao Xinhui was not young and was not married yet. If she were to marry young Master Meng, Wu Chunhua would probably agree. Chapter 1100. Liang Jinxiao could only nod and reply, okay. It's Mother who is worrying. After Liang Jinxiao finished speaking, he did not continue on this matter. Not long after, a few people drove the donkey back to the village. When they just returned, Zhao Ping, and Qin Yuan also came over. When Zhao Yun saw that Zhao Ping, and Qin Yuan had returned home, she could not help but snort coldly in her heart. They really knew how to calculate the time and made it in time for lunch. Zhao Ping followed behind Qin Yuan happily. Her face was rosy, and it was obvious that she had just gotten married. Seeing Zhao Ping like this, Liang Jinxiao felt slightly relieved in her heart. It seemed that her Ping, alas, was not doing too badly in her in-laws' house. Otherwise, Zhao Ping would not be like this. Mother, Zhao Ping, came in front of Liang Jinxiao and called out with a smile. Come in and have a seat. Liang Jinchao greeted. Mother, there's no need. Hurry up and cook. Big brother Yuan and I still have to eat. Did you make a lot of delicious food to entertain me today? Zhao Ping looked at Liang Jinchao expectantly. The corner of Liang Jinchao's mouth twitched slightly. Delicious food. Yes, mother. When I return home today, there will definitely be a lot of delicious food, right? Little girl Ping, just like how you usually do. What else can you prepare? Liang Jinchao replied in confusion. Returning home was not a big deal. If it was a big deal, it was still possible to prepare. After hearing Liang Jinchao's words, Zhao Ping pouted unhappily. Mother, how can you be like this? It's not easy for me to make a trip back, and you're still not making delicious food for me. You don't know, Zhao Ping originally wanted to complain that she did not eat well at the family Qin and was waiting to eat more today. However, Liang Jinchao did not specially prepare any delicious food. She glanced at Qin Yuan at the side. If she said this to Liang Jinchao, Qin Yuan would definitely be angry. Thus, she swallowed her words. Zhao Yun heard this and could not take it anymore. She mocked Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, it's good enough that you have something to eat, but you're still so picky. She had just gotten married 2 days ago, and now she was back. She had just come back 2 days ago. Furthermore, a married daughter is like spilled water, you're no longer a part of our old family. Why do we have to provide you with good food and drinks? Zhao Pinger angrily glared at Zhao Yun. You, how can you be so bad? I'm asking Mom for food, not you. Liang Jinchao quickly tried to mediate between them. All right. Stop quarreling. Ping, this is indeed not a big day. You eat well at home. Don't we have meat on a daily basis? Could it be that the food is not good enough to entertain you? Zhao Ping, pursed her lips. She knew that Liang Jinchao was telling the truth. The food at home was better than the food specially prepared by others. No matter what, it was very rare to have meat. She thought about what she ate at the family Qin. She could not even think about touching a piece of meat. These 2 days were still considered good because there were leftovers from the banquet. After 2 days, when the banquet was finished, she would probably only be able to eat some vegetables without oil. Mom, I'm just saying. I don't blame you. I'm just greedy. Zhao Ping looked at Liang Jinchao pitifully. Liang Jinchao felt a little sorry for his daughter, so he comforted her. All right. Go and cook. Chapter 1101. After that, she said to Liang Jinchao, Mother, let me accompany you to the kitchen. I'll go and help out too. After Zhao Ping said that, Liang Jinchao looked at Zhao Ping with some doubts. She had never seen her daughter take the initiative to ask for help in such a sensible manner. Could it be that she suddenly became sensible after marrying into the family Qin family? Or was it because her in-laws taught her well? However, Liang Jinchao still felt gratified that Zhao Ping could be sensible. Liang Jinchao smiled and said to Zhao Ping, go and rest. You don't have to help Mother. Mother and Yun can cook. Zhao Ping did not completely want to help Liang Jinchao. Instead, she thought that Qin Yuan would not follow her to the kitchen. If there was anything, she could secretly tell Liang Jinchao. Mother, you don't have to thank me. Let me help you. I can learn how to cook from you. Big brother Yuan said that Yun's cooking is delicious. He asked me to learn from Yun so that I can cook for him when I go back, Zhao Ping said. After Zhao Ping said that, Qin Yuan followed behind and shouted again. Yes, mother-in-law. You have to let Ping learn well. You don't know, but Ping turned my house upside down when she came. Not only did she almost burn down the kitchen, but she also burned all the vegetables in my house. Qin Yuan's words were filled with complaints. He was criticizing Zhao Pinger's faults. After Liang Jinchao heard that, she was slightly stunned. She did not expect Zhao Ping to do such things. It was fine if it was in her own house, but it was inevitable that she would be despised by her in-laws. It was no wonder that Qin Yuan wanted Zhao Ping to learn well. Liang Jinchao smiled embarrassedly and said to Qin Yuan, Ping has caused trouble in the past. Give her some time and let her learn first. She will definitely get better in the future. Qin Yuan nodded and responded. Liang Jinchao then called out to Zhao Ping, Ping, what are you still standing there for? Come with me to the kitchen. You're already so old, you can't even do such a simple task. You're really an embarrassment to our family. You're doing well in your in-law's house. Otherwise, such a daughter-in-law would have rushed back. Zhao Pinger curled her lips. Mother, it's fine if others dislike me, but you also dislike me. Liang Jinchao sighed. All right. Let's not talk about it anymore. Come to the kitchen. Zhao Ping followed. In the kitchen, Zhao Yun and Liang Jinchao cooked while Liang Jinchao taught Zhao Ping in detail. It was rare for Zhao Ping to be so attentive. Previously, when Liang Jinchao taught her how to cook, Zhao Ping had a nonchalant attitude. The reason why Zhao Pinger was so serious was because she was really scared. She was afraid that if she did not cook well next time, Mu Chunfang would probably scold her again. Forget it. If he scolded her, so be it. But if he punished her by not eating lunch, she would be half dead. In addition, she did not want Qin Yuan to continue to despise her. Cooking well was to please Qin Yuan. Chapter 1102. After Zhao Ping heard this, she nodded repeatedly, indicating that she had remembered it. She had been wondering why she was so bad at cooking. It turned out that there was a lot of knowledge involved, and it was not a simple matter. When Mu Chunfang taught her, he did not have a conscience. He watched her carefully and patiently, so she did not learn well. After learning it once, she did not know what to do at all. After Liang Jinchao taught her, Zhao Ping felt that she was enlightened. Mother, it's not easy to cook. After Zhao Ping heard this, she sighed to Liang Jinchao. Liang Jinchao smiled and said, of course. Nothing is easy. So Ping, you have to learn well. When you get to your in-laws' house, you can't be lazy like you were in your parents' house. Let me know. It's good that you know. I don't want to nag you too much. I know. Mother. After saying this, Liang Jinchao asked about Zhao Ping, her situation after marrying into the family Qin. Zhao Ping pursed her lips, full of grievance. Mother, it's not good at all for me to marry into their family. They always make me do this and that. I'm so tired. My arm has been aching for the past 2 days. It feels like it's broken. Zhao Ping complained to Liang Jinchao. Liang Jinchao comforted her, Ping, this is normal. When you marry into their family, you have to work. When I got married, I had to help out on the second day. Now that you're their daughter-in-law, how can you not work hard? Zhao Ping did not agree. Mother, it's one thing to work, but the work they made me do is not ordinary work. Liang Jinchao asked curiously, not ordinary work. Then what kind of work did they make you do? Mother. Zhao Ping told her mother about how Mu Chunfang had asked her to wash Qin Chuan's pants. After hearing this, Liang Jinqiao opened his mouth. He was still a little surprised. Based on what Zhao Ping has said, if it was true, then it wouldn't be good. Zhao Pinger continued, Mother, you don't know, but at that time, it was so smelly. After washing my hands, I smelled my hands. Why do I feel like there's a strange smell? But he had washed it so many times. Mother, it's so disgusting. Anyway, you didn't wash it, so you wouldn't know. Sigh. I'm so pitiful. After doing all this, I still haven't gotten any better. They didn't even let me eat lunch yesterday. I'm starving to death. For some reason, after hearing Zhao Ping's words, Zhao Yun didn't have any sympathy at all. Instead, she couldn't help but want to laugh. Zhao Ping, this idiot. After she got married, there was finally someone who could control her. This family Qin was not living a human life at all. It wasn't even as good as how Hu Chunhua treated Liang Jinqiao in the past. However, even so, Zhao Ping seemed to be willing to accept it and continue living with Qin Yuan. Perhaps, this was the power of love. Zhao Yun couldn't hold it in and suddenly laughed. Seeing that Zhao Yun actually laughed, Zhao Ping glared at Zhao Yun angrily. I'm already so miserable, and you're still laughing. Zhao Yun is this what you want to see me like? Zhao Yun suppressed her laughter and replied indifferently to Zhao Ping. Sister Ping, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at your silly brother. He's already so old, but he's actually peeing and pooping in his pants. Only then did Zhao Pinger's angry face look a little better. Chapter 1103. Upon hearing Zhao Yun's words, Zhao Ping replied, Yes, that fool is too much. Seriously, how could he do such a thing when he's so old? I don't know why they're keeping such an ancestor at home. If it were up to Zhao Ping, she would have simply thrown Qin Chuan far away so that he wouldn't be a nuisance at home. However, not only did Qin Dahai and Mu Chunfang not throw him away, they even doted on Qin Chuan like a treasure. Especially Mu Chunfang. He treated Qin Chuan even better than Qin Yuan. She didn't know how a fool was worth it. When Liang Jinqiao heard this, he advised, Ping, no matter what, Qin Chuan is their child. There's no reason to throw him away. After all, they can't bear to part with their own flesh and blood. This was probably something that only parents could understand. It was normal that Zhao Ping couldn't understand. Zhao Ping replied indifferently, Anyway, I don't like that fool. He even hit me. He only knows how to bully people. All right. Ping, let's not talk about this anymore. There's nothing we can do when you're married into his family. Just do your job well. Zhao Ping replied weakly. Liang Jinqiao then asked Zhao Ping about other things. Seeing that it was nothing major, he felt relieved. However, there was something he wanted to ask, but he didn't know how to bring it up. He frowned, feeling conflicted. In the end, he still brought it up to Zhao Ping. Last Ping, did Yuan, that child, touch you again these 2 nights after you got married? Mother, what do you mean he didn't touch me? Zhao Ping looked at Liang Jinqiao in confusion. It's that. He did that. What? Zhao Ping was still confused. When Zhao Yun heard this, she guessed that it couldn't be. Zhao Ping's ugly appearance could scare people to death. Qin Yuan would not touch her unless he was too thirsty. Liang Jinqiao blushed and did not know what to say to Zhao Ping. That's right, that's what a man and woman do when they consummate their marriage. After hearing Liang Jinqiao's explanation, Zhao Ping understood. She lowered her head shyly and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Mother, of course." Pfft, Zhao Yun couldn't hold it in anymore. She wanted to laugh, and her body moved forward. She looked at Zhao Ping, in shock. It can't be. Did Qin Yuan really make a move on Zhao Ping, or did she hear wrongly? Or was Zhao Ping mistaken? Or was there something wrong with her expression? Really? Liang Jinqiao asked happily. Zhao Pinger's face was red. Mother, you really are. Of course it's true. Do you think I'd lie to you? Liang Jinqiao nodded in satisfaction and muttered, that's good, that's good. Since Zhao Ping, and Qin Yuan had done that, it meant that Qin Yuan had acknowledged Zhao Ping, as his wife. In this way, Ping would not be chased away by the family Qin. In addition, if Zhao Ping could get pregnant and give birth to a child for the family Qin, then the family Qin would probably not chase Zhao Ping away. In the future, she would not have to worry about Zhao Ping Otherwise, she would have to worry about what would happen if Zhao Ping was divorced by her husband's family. After all, he did not want a girl like Zhao Ping to stay at home. Zhao Ping laughed shyly. After the meal was ready, the whole family ate together. Chapter 1104. This was because the emperor was satisfied, so he arranged for Mu Lianfeng to quickly use this material to make a large number of weapons, so that he could have good luck on the battlefield. This way, the army's combat power would be improved, and it would be easier to increase their strength when fighting against other countries' armies. Zhao Yun was a little disappointed. After all, she was looking forward to Mu Lianfeng's return. Now that he was back, it was no different from not coming back. She couldn't see much of him every day, so she always felt a little sad. Zhao Yun didn't have anything else to do, so she decided to make a pair of shoes for Mu Lianfeng. She had never made anything for him before. Seeing how virtuous Mulan was to make shoes for Zhu Eru and the children at home, she felt a little envious. Zhao Yun couldn't remember what Aunt Lu taught her before, so she wanted to learn more from Mulan. Mulan readily agreed, so Zhao Yun prepared the things and went to Mulan's house to make shoes for Mu Lianfeng. The two of them sat in the yard with stools, leaned against a tree, and began to sew. Zhao Yun was doing it, and Mulan gave her pointers from time to time. She didn't know if it was because she wasn't good at these things, but even though she was learning very seriously, the stitches she made were much worse than Mulan's. Mulan's stitches were neat, but hers looked like it had been gnawed by something. Zhao Yun glanced at Mulan's stitches, then looked at her own stitches, and secretly shook her head. No, these stitches weren't presentable at all. Sigh, forget it, I won't do it. Zhao Yun sighed. Mulan couldn't help but tease her. Yun, this is the first time I've seen you give up so quickly. Zhao Yun twitched the corner of her mouth. Maybe I just can't learn how to do it well. He has no awareness of this at all. Yun, don't say that. This kind of thing requires experience. You haven't even made a pair of shoes, and you haven't learned much on a daily basis. How can you make it well? It's already very good to be able to make it to your level. When I learned it in the past, the one I made was not as good as yours. Mulan comforted Zhao Yun. Really? Of course it's true. Yun, make a few more pairs. I guarantee it will get better and better. With Mulan's encouragement, Zhao Yun thought that she might as well continue to try. What if she could really do it well? But Yun, it's fine if you don't want to do it yourself. You can tell me how much you need later, and I'll do it for you slowly, Mulan said straightforwardly. Zhao Yun naturally did not want to trouble Mulan. Besides, this kind of thing was meaningful only if she made it herself. If she let someone else do it, the meaning would be completely different. No need, sister-in-law Mulan, I'd better do it myself. Mu Nan nodded and said, okay. Come on, let's continue. Okay. While the two of them were busy, they heard a scream coming from the first branch of family Zhu's house. It was Mulan's sister-in-law, Madame Chi's voice. After Zhao Yuner heard it, she poked her head into the first branch's house, wanting to see what had happened and why Madame Chi was screaming so miserably. However, Mulan sat very calmly, as if nothing had happened. Zhao Yuner looked at Mulan with a puzzled expression. Sister-in-law Mulan, did you hear the noise in the house? Mulan nodded and said, I heard it. Chapter 1105. She was even more puzzled. Since she had heard it, how could Mulan act as if nothing had happened? Shouldn't she have rushed into the house to see what was going on? Based on Zhao Yun's understanding of Mulan, Mulan wasn't such a calm person. It was really strange, sister-in-law Mulan. Do you know what happened in the house? Zhao Yun asked. Mulan nodded. Actually, it's nothing. It's just that my eldest brother is teaching my sister-in-law a lesson. Teaching your sister-in-law a lesson? Yes. Mulan nodded. My sister-in-law was disobedient, so my eldest brother taught her a lesson. Today is considered good. He beat her all night yesterday, and the screams made me unable to sleep well. Mulan said it very calmly, as if it wasn't a big deal. Zhao Yun felt strange. Was it because she didn't understand the situation, or had Mulan changed? If it was in the past, shouldn't Mulan interfere and stop Daniel? Why didn't she do that now? Instead, she allowed Zhu Daniu to beat her up. Zhao Yun knew that Mulan was kind-hearted and couldn't bear to see others in such a miserable state. Mulan also saw the confusion in Zhao Yun's eyes, so she explained to Zhao Yun, don't blame my eldest brother for teaching my sister-in-law a lesson. My sister-in-law went overboard. So I won't interfere, and I won't care. I'll let them do what they want. Mulan told Zhao Yun about what happened by the river, including how Madame Chi framed Mu Hin for seducing Daniel in front of everyone. Madame Chi treated her younger sister like that, causing her younger sister to be wronged and tarnishing her reputation. Now that the Chi family had been dealt with by Zhu Daniu, she would not stand up for the Chi family unless she was a fool. After listening to Mulan's explanation, Zhao Yun nodded repeatedly and responded, so that's how it is. That's really a good fight. A woman like Madame Chi needed to be taught a lesson. It was Zhao Yun's first time standing on the side of a man hitting a woman. Under normal circumstances, she felt that it was inappropriate for a man to hit a woman. After a while, the screams in the room stopped and Madame Chi walked out of the room. Zhao Yun took a look and found that Madame Chi's face was bruised and swollen. She looked very pitiful. Zhao Yun sighed. Some people are just pretentious. As the saying goes, if you don't seek death, you won't die. The Qi clan was in such a miserable state because of their own actions. After staying with Mulan for a while in the afternoon, Zhao Yun packed up and went back. It was not so fast to make shoes. After sewing and mending, only half of the shoes were made and they looked extremely ugly. After going back, Zhao Yun secretly put the shoes she made under the quilt. She was too embarrassed to take them out and let others see them. However, the shoes were inadvertently seen by Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng took the shoes and asked Zhao Yun, are these shoes for me? Mu Lianfeng saw that the shoes were only suitable for him and thought that they should be made for him. Otherwise, who else could they be made for? Thinking that Zhao Yun actually made shoes for him, a trace of warmth crossed his heart. Xiao Yun hurriedly snatched the shoes from Mu Lianfeng's hands and hid them behind her. No. It's not for you. Xiao Yun weakly defended herself. Chapter 1106. Meeting Mu Lianfeng's probing eyes, Xiao Yun felt a little guilty. She replied stubbornly, It's for my father." The corners of Mu Lianfeng's lips curled up slightly. He smiled at Xiao Yun and said, "Is that so?" "Of course. What else could it be? Who else do you think I made it for?" Xiao Yun suddenly said. Mu Lianfeng looked very sad. "Yun I thought you made it for me. But Yun since you made a pair for your father, you can't be biased. You have to make a pair for me too, right?" Xiao Yun was silent for a moment. Then she said to Mu Lianfeng, "It's not that I can't make it for you, but what? But you can't dislike the shoes I made. I've never made them before, so they're very ugly. If I make a pair of ugly shoes, you have to let me wear them." Mu Lianfeng's smile widened. "Of course, Yun If you make them for me, I'll treat them like a treasure and wear them every day." "Just wear them. You don't have to treat them like a treasure." Xiao Yun replied. This guy was really giving her face. Xiao Yun was still very happy. He actually didn't dislike her. One had to know that women in this era were very good workers, but she didn't know anything about this. Wouldn't he think that she wasn't virtuous? "Yun what are you thinking about?" Mu Lianfeng asked curiously when he saw that Xiao Yun was in a daze. Xiao Yun pursed her lips. "No, nothing. If there's nothing, let's go to sleep." Mu Lianfeng patted the bed and called out to Xiao Yun Xiao Yun nodded. She was indeed a little sleepy. After a good night's sleep, Xiao Yun woke up early the next morning to set up a stall in Shangyang City. On this trip to Sun City, Xiao Yun planned to take some time to visit the county magistrate's residence. Because of the help of the deputy county magistrate's wife, she didn't have the chance to express her gratitude. She was too busy these days. Now that he finally had time, there was no harm in paying him a visit. Since they were going there, they definitely couldn't go empty-handed, so Xiao Yun prepared some things. It wasn't something precious, but something that belonged to his family. Xiao Yun made some tea leaves and wanted to let the county premier's wife try something different. Rich people usually ate better food, and most of the food they ate was greasy. After all, they were living a good life and had meat for every meal. However, because of this, it was easy to get indigestion. The intestines were full of greasy things, which was not good for digestion. If they drank more tea, it could clear their intestines. To them, it was a treasure. Xiao Yun thought that they would know the benefits of drinking tea after drinking it for a while. In addition, there was the tiger meat that Xiao Yun pickled before. Tiger meat was good. Most people had never eaten it, so it must be something new for the county premier's wife. After packing up, Xiao Yun went to Sun City. After setting up the stall, she went directly to the county magistrate's residence. This time, Xiao Yun was afraid that the county premier's wife would ask her to stay for dinner, so she asked Liang Jinqiao and Mulan to go back to the village first. It was convenient for them to take the ox cart. Xiao Yun drove Xiao Mao to the county magistrate's residence. The county premier's wife probably didn't expect that Xiao Yun would come. She went out to welcome her with a smile. "Yun you're here." Chapter 1107. Xiao Yun said and took the things out of the car. She said to the county deputy's wife, "By the way, I brought you two things. You must have never seen them before. You can have a taste of them. Hearing Zhao Yun's words, the county deputy's wife was curious about what Zhao Yun brought. She greeted Zhao Yun with a smile. Miss Yun, please come in. Okay. Zhao Yun nodded and they entered the county deputy's mansion together. The county deputy's wife gossiped curiously, I don't know what Miss Yun brought me. I'm curious and want to have a look. Zhao Yun smiled and said, although it's not something valuable, madam, you may like it. Really? The county deputy's wife replied with a smile. Haha, Zhao Yun laughed, this is just my guess. Whether you like it or not, it depends on you, county deputy's wife. Zhao Yun said and told the county deputy's wife about the tea leaves and the marinated tiger meat. After hearing it, the county deputy's wife thought it should be very good. Anyway, she had never heard of these two things, especially the tea leaves. As for the tiger meat, she had never eaten it. She didn't know what the taste of tiger meat was. Madam, just soak the tea leaves in water. You can drink it now. Zhao Yun saw the county deputy's wife's curious face and said with a smile. The county deputy's wife hurriedly asked the servants to take the tea leaves and soak them according to Zhao Yun's method. Then she asked Zhao Yun to sit down first and they chatted. Lan Xian was reading in the study when he heard Zhao Yun coming. Now he didn't have time to read. He ran out of the study happily and came to Zhao Yun. Big sister Yun'er, you're here. Lan Xian looked up at Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er nodded. Yes, I was afraid that if I came late, you would say that I didn't keep my promise and didn't come to see you. After Zhao Yun'er left, Lan Xian had been looking forward to Zhao Yun'er coming over every day. Lan Xian blushed at Zhao Yun'er's words. Sister Yun'er, alright, Xian, come and sit down. The county deputy's wife waved at Lan Xian. Lan Xian nodded and walked to the county deputy's wife. The county deputy's wife said to Zhao Yun'er, Miss Yun'er, can you have lunch with me today? This time, it's only you. You can't refuse, right? Zhao Yun'er smiled. Of course. If I fail to live up to your kindness this time, won't I be too insensible? The county deputy's wife also smiled. It's not easy to ask you to stay for lunch. Lan Xian saw that Zhao Yun'er agreed, and the smile on his face became bigger. That's great. Big sister Yun'er, you can stay for lunch today. After a while, the servant made tea and brought it over. Zhao Yun'er let the county deputy's wife taste it. After the county deputy's wife took a sip of the tea, she felt that it was very magical. When she tasted it for the first time, she felt that it was a little bitter, but gradually, she felt that it was a little sweet. In addition, the tea had a very fresh taste, which she didn't usually have with other things. After taking a sip, she felt that her essence, qi, and spirit were lifted, and she was much more energetic. Chapter 1108. Not bad, not bad. Miss Yun, this is really a good thing. The county deputy's wife said. She put down the teacup reluctantly, as if she hadn't had enough. Zhao Yun said with a smile, Madam, I'm glad you like it. If you don't like it, it's useless no matter how good it is. The county deputy's wife laughed and was in a good mood. Then she chatted with Zhao Yun, why don't we have this meat for lunch? Zhao Yun nodded, okay. But the cooks in my mansion probably don't know how to make it. Miss Yun, you have to tell them first. Tell them how to make it. Zhao Yun said with a smile, that's easy. With that, Zhao Yun explained how to make the tiger meat. The marinated tiger meat was also meat. It was similar to ordinary meat, but the taste was a little special. Braising, steaming, and stir-frying could be done. It could be paired with any dish. As long as the cook's basic skills were good, the taste of the stir-fried tiger meat would not be too bad. After Zhao Yun finished entertaining the guests, the county deputy's wife was curious about the tea. Yun, where did you get this tea? Why haven't I seen it before? I haven't seen anyone drinking it. It's really a good thing. No one has discovered it. The county deputy's wife was full of curiosity as she spoke. Zhao Yun explained patiently. The tea was picked from the mountains. It was not a rare thing. It was just that no one knew the effect of the tea and how to make it. Because of this, no one drank it. Naturally, it was not sold in the market. No matter how rich you were, you couldn't buy it. After listening to Zhao Yun's explanation, the county deputy's wife nodded. So that's the case. It's a pity that it's such a good thing. Zhao Yun smiled. It's not a big deal. If Madam likes it, I'll send some more to Madam later. That won't do. Miss Yunner, it's not easy for you to take care of this thing. I can't always ask you for it. Zhao Yunner smiled and said, It's fine, Madam. It wasn't too troublesome. There's no need to be courteous with me. If you're courteous with me, I'll have to be courteous with you later. Haha, the county deputy's wife was amused by Zhao Yunner. She had to say, okay. Then, Miss Yunner, I won't be polite with you. The deputy county magistrate's wife suddenly thought of something and asked Zhao Yunner, Miss Yunner, since the tea leaves are so good and no one else knows how to make them, why don't you make more of them and sell them? I'm sure you can make a lot of money. The deputy county magistrate's wife thought that Zhao Yun was too tired to sell breakfast every day. If she changed it to selling tea, it would be much easier. According to the deputy county magistrate's wife, rich people like her would definitely be willing to spend money to buy such a good thing. It didn't matter if it was expensive. It was refreshing to drink. If it could clear the intestines like Zhao Yunner said, it would be better. It could help with digestion. It was estimated that many rich people would want it. They didn't have to worry about the sales. Zhao Yunner was slightly stunned. Can this be sold? Zhao Yunner was confused. In her opinion, although the tea leaves were good, people in this era didn't know the effect of the tea leaves. If the market was not opened, how could they sell it? Chapter 1109. If they went into the mountains to pick the tea leaves, they had to hire people and pay them every day. They might not be able to pick much tea leaves. Only by raising the price could they make some money. However, it would be difficult to sell the tea leaves after the price was raised. The county deputy's wife said with a smile, Of course, someone will buy it. I believe that I can definitely sell it at a good price. Seeing that the county deputy's wife was so confident, Zhao Yun asked her why she said so. Yun these ordinary scholars are all rich. When they study, it's easy for them to fall asleep at night. You see, your tea has the effect of refreshing one's mind. If you buy it and make a cup of it, you won't feel sleepy when you study at night. In addition, rich people usually eat greasy food, so it's easy for them to get indigestion. If tearing up your tea leaves can help them to get indigestion, they will be willing to buy it. Rich people think it's a good thing. Are you afraid that you can't sell it at a good price? After hearing the county deputy's wife's analysis, Zhao Yun agreed. What the county deputy's wife said was right. However, how could those rich people know about this good thing? At least, they had to be willing to buy it. The first step was to sell it and let people know about it. She only knew the county deputy's wife. She didn't know about the other rich people, so she couldn't sell it to them one by one. It was not easy to advertise. It seemed that the county deputy's wife saw Zhao Yun's worry, so she said with a smile, Miss Yun, my master will definitely like the tea leaves when he drinks them. I'll ask him to introduce you to some rich people in Yang City. Then your tea leaves will naturally be bought. Zhao Yun didn't expect the county deputy's wife to be so enthusiastic. She was a little embarrassed to ask her for so much trouble. Will it be too much trouble for the county deputy? Zhao Yun asked with embarrassment. The county deputy's wife waved her hand and said, "It's okay, Miss Yun. It won't be too much trouble for him. It's just a piece of cake. Besides, he had a lot of friends, and they like to recommend things to each other. I'm guessing that after he drinks your tea, I won't even need to say anything. He'll promote it to others and let his friends taste your fresh tea." Zhao Yun smiled after hearing what the county deputy's wife said. If that was the case, there was no harm in asking the county magistrate to introduce her to him. If the tea leaves were sold successfully, they would indeed earn more money than if they had sold earlier. If her business could expand and earn more money, then she wouldn't need to set up her stall earlier. This way, he could spend more time at home to accompany Daodu and Mu Lianfeng and take care of the family. "Madam, Yun'er thanks you in advance. It doesn't matter if it works or not." Good. The deputy county magistrate's wife nodded. She really hoped that Zhao Yun'er's family could live a better life. Zhao Yun'er was a good girl. She gave her a feeling that she was different from other girls. Just as the two of them were laughing, they saw two other figures walking towards them. One of them was the county deputy, and the other was a man in yellow. Chapter 11:10. Why did he come to the county magistrate's mansion? And he seemed to be chatting with the county magistrate. Zhao Yun'er observed for a while and found that the county magistrate was very respectful to this man. She guessed that this man's identity was not ordinary. Although she was curious, Zhao Yun'er couldn't ask. When the man in yellow saw Zhao Yun'er, he was slightly taken aback at first, then the corner of his mouth curled up into a meaningful smile. When the county magistrate came over, the county magistrate's wife stood up and said to him with a smile, "My lord, you're back." The county magistrate nodded. Seeing the man in yellow beside the county magistrate's wife asked curiously. The county magistrate was about to say something, but he was stopped by the man in yellow. The man in yellow gave the county magistrate a look, and the county magistrate understood. He said to the county magistrate's wife, "Madam, this is Child Huang. He will stay in our mansion for a few days." The county magistrate's wife looked at the man in yellow and thought that he must have something to do with her husband. Otherwise, he wouldn't bring someone back to stay for a few days for no reason. So she nodded and said politely to the man in yellow, "Child Huang, please sit down. Let's have lunch together later." Child Huang didn't refuse and sat down. Before he sat down, he looked into Zhao Yun'er's eyes and nodded to Zhao Yun'er with a smile as a greeting. Zhao Yun'er also forced a smile and nodded. But she was curious about the identity of this man. Seeing the tea on the table, the county magistrate asked curiously, "What's in this cup? Why do I feel that the smell is a little special?" Since the county magistrate was curious, the county magistrate's wife explained with a smile, "My lord, I was just about to tell you. This is something that Miss Yun'er specially sent to us. It's called tea. It's very special. Ordinary people haven't tasted it before. It tastes a little sweet and refreshes the mind. By the way, if you drink it often, it's good for your intestines and can clear your digestion." After hearing the county magistrate's wife's explanation, the county magistrate's curiosity became stronger. So he said to the county magistrate's wife, "There's such a good thing. Let me try it." The county magistrate's wife nodded with a smile, "Okay, my lord. I'll pour you a cup." The county magistrate waved his hand and said, "No need. I can do it myself." As he picked up the cup and was about to taste it, he saw Child Huang was looking at him. He seemed to be very interested in the tea in his hand. The county magistrate's wife's wife. The county magistrate's wife, Child Huang, would you like to try it first? The corners of young Master Huang's mouth curled up slightly. He did not refuse and nodded in agreement. Then, he picked up the tea on the table and drank a cup.